it everywhere. All right, I'm live. So keep the cum talk to a maximum.
No.
Yes.
No.
Talk about your favorite viscosities, flavors,
No.
colors.
Oh, no. Here, I have a story finally. A true story.
Oh my god, wow.
Is it related
here we
to
go.
what I just talked about?
Correct.
Oh.
So the teacher I had for my earth science class in middle school, there was a very popular rumor about her that I'm pretty sure was true. That she openly talked about the taste of her husband's semen.
Stop. No.
And
What?
her husband was also a teacher at the school.
Oh.
What the fuck?
No.
She was really weird.
Gross.
Whoa. That's awesome.
There's your story for the day.
That's fucking sick, bro.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's pretty sick.
No, the teacher would like go up behind students and like give them back rubs while they were doing problems.
Awesome. Okay.
No, that is rapey.
Man. I went to the wrong school. Sounds like you had a lot more fun.
Ugh.
What do you mean, It sounds fun.
No.
Every time she spoke and like got disciplinary, you'd be like, it's hard to take you seriously when I know what that mouth does.
Fuck off.
What's it?
Ew, that's so gross.
Hey,
Who said that? Who said that?
Me, Marco. Thank you so much for the $5 and Twinkle Toes for the 2. Thank you so much. Greasy up the code. Loico. Loco? Is that pronounced Loco or Loico? Loico?
Huh.
Twinkle Toes
I don't even
just
know
says,
what you're looking at.
I just hear the fucking the Streamlabs lady just goes, huh, after I say that. Turning 23 in 14 minutes. The oldest
Old.
yeah, as old as me. Fuck. Okay. The illumination is particularly
Old.
good for me. Oh yeah, my face cam might look pretty good. I've adjusted the height, I've changed the color, and I played with my webcam a teensy weensy bit.
Oh, you play with the Wincy.
I played with the Wincy. And my computer's fans are so much louder now that they're not encompassed by dust. But that's fine. Is encompassed a word? It's not. I don't care. Anyway, let's not play hardcore. I don't want to fucking hate myself. I don't want to do gun. Why is gun game selected? That's cringe. Let's just play some garbage with this gun. Let's just get right.
Will you be joining?
He's doing some work first.
Yeah, in a little bit. Need to get a couple more pages written in my paper. So
Okay, I hear you.
unfortunately, but
Boom looks lighter too. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah, well, the room, I also do have the room lit with, I have a lamp up here to just kind of balance the lighting a little bit more. Because if I turn this off, you guys can see it gets a little darker, but I turn it back on.
Yeah. If you don't know, it's also double XP.
Who cares?
yeah, because the COD endowment thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, I'm pretty sure like it reached its goal really quickly.
Oh,
yeah, I think under a week.
Yeah, pretty fast. It wasn't that big of a goal, though, for such a widely played game.
Yeah.
Oh, this okay, so the Carve has FAMAS from like Modern Warfare iron sights. That's kind of interesting.
Mhm.
I have to admit, I wasn't expecting that when I was looking at the gun and
Right? It looks so weird.
it's kind of a strange iron sight for it. Let's see. Wait, what did? Oh, no, suck isn't a command, and it's not gonna be a command. Okay, this thing fires fucking fast. What the hell?
Yeah,
It's the same like the fire rate, like the burst like speed, like within the burst is the same as the M16. I'm pretty sure Ace said, but the burst delay is a lot shorter.
I look forward to getting an optic for it because yikes, but still, all right, I'll get used to this. Hey, Marco, thanks for the $5. Show me your light skin face. Now I have a new webcam, my old phone. Your new webcam's your old phone? Huh.
My old phone.
Well, that could actually work pretty well. I've seen people get some pretty nice visuals out of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure there's a thing that that Elgato is doing, where like it's
Mhm.
I think it's like an app where you can turn your phone into a webcam.
Yeah, that's awesome
Basically.
for a lot of streamers.
So.
Elgato really is making it easy to be a streamer, except I just wish, and Elgato, if you ever want to partner with me, I'm down. I'm down. I love your shit. But some of it's a little expensive. Like, honest to God, like their key lighting, $200. I'm using a $20 ring light from Amazon, and it can change colors. Like, and I look pretty damn
Ooh,
good.
change the colors. I want to see.
Sure. I just got to turn on the RGB in a second. Oh, dude, my computer's fucking loving my dusting. It's sitting at 60 degrees Celsius instead of 75 or 80. That's nice. That's nice. Okay,
Is
let me.
right on.
Okay, let me just. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so then you do that, and then you can turn this all the way down. And yeah, so right now, I have set the RGB on max intensity. Yeah, it is. So I can change the colors here. Yeah, there we go. Give my fucking self a seizure while I play the game. And what's cool is I can actually blend it with like normal light, so I can have like a normal light come in with the RGBs inside of them. So I can still kind of illuminate my face while just the colors going crazy. The stream is smooth as fuck? Yes, I found out what was causing some hitching as well. G-Sync apparently is giving some people issues with Cold War and single PC streaming, so I just turned it off. And so, oh, I'm getting fucked. Big 1070 energy LMAO, thank you so much, Twinkle Toes. Ironically, Twinkle Toes, maybe your donation that you just did will go to me getting a higher quality GPU at the end of the year. I plan on upgrading to a 3080 capable machine and giving this computer either turning it into parts, selling it, or giving it to a family member.
Energy LMAO.
But I might build a
I'm also thinking about
3080.
getting a new GPU. Cause yeah.
Yeah. Are you winning, son? I'm learning the new gun. It's kind of awkward, like because it's so fast. I want to be kind of fast and free with it, but you do have to be precise enough, you know. You don't want to miss that first burst, even though the second one comes out so fast. Thoughts on the carve? You know what? I'm liking it so far, Fuzzy Nuts. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Hot take. I don't know why you would use this gun over a full auto since it has such a fast fire already and it can't one burst.
I will contribute to the
Can it not one burst even with a
2008
headshot?
grind one more time.
Maybe with a headshot. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
That,
think
but
it-
like its base damage is 39, so
Yeah, I think maybe if I land a burst on somebody's Nargan, it might be a great anti-head glitching tool.
oh yeah.
Ah, fuck. Sorry. My aim's gonna be a little short, guys. Sorry, I haven't been, this is my first match of the day.
Same.
My daily activities were, going to Costco. That was my whole day, so. Oh, this is a diamond fucking sniper.
Anything interesting at Costco?
No. I don't know what it is. My Costco's so stuffy, I literally cannot wear a mask in it. I just have to take it off halfway through. I've tried twice, and my Costco is one of the only stores in my town that gets so warm, I literally feel like I'm suffocating under my thick rimmed glasses and the mask. You have to kind of like put the mask under the glasses. So I'm just like, fuck, I'm gonna give everyone COVID. Release the mouth! And I have to do it every time. I cannot breathe in there. And it sucks too because like they're super anal about it. They have signs throughout the store, and like, but I'm just like, every time like an employee looked at me, I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I'm in and out. I'm not breathing on anyone. I hold my breath when I walk by somebody just to not cause ire, you know. Whatever. Also, the mask they handed me was like super cheap. Like I've seen like the cheap mask that everybody buys, but I don't know what they handed me. It was so stiff it wouldn't bend around my nose. Like it turned into like a beak. I was like, this is horrible. I like my cloth mask because it doesn't do anything. I breathe through it just fine. I bought it at Kohl's. Kohl's was selling it as like COVID prevention. I'm like, this thing's fucking fabric. It'll block my spit, and that's it. So luckily, I won't spit on anybody. But when it comes to an air polyp, like an actual like potentially viral molecule, it's going right through this fucker. I'm like, stand back, old people of Kohl's. I'm taking a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
Knock,
Yeah, like,
knock, it's target.
Yeah, like the sizes of stuff that they have at Costco are just
Oh, it's
stupid
great.
sometimes.
Dude, I buy the big pallet of Coke Zero. I should say my mom does, because I'd be like, oh, can we get some Coke Zero while we're here? And she's like, that's why we're heading this way. I'm like, oh, thank you. I always act like she's doing me a great service. Like it's a birthday gift.
It's like, oh, it's part of my plan.
And yeah, she's always just like, it's like, it's really
It's
one
like,
of the only
I
things I
know,
ask for.
we've done this before.
Well, like, as I've gotten, like, I've started dieting over the last 3 months, I really don't, like, when she's like, oh, do you want anything from the store? I literally answer with no. Like, I just want to make sure we have peanut butter. I get myself some, like, jerky or some, like, beef sticks. And then, like, if she wants to grab Coke Zero when she's at the store, I'm like, yeah, that sounds fucking fantastic. You need to team up with Markiplier? Excuse me? Being Markiplier would play with me? Hey, Markiplier, do you want to play Call of Duty?
I think he does actually play.
I think he does, yeah.
Yeah, like,
He's
I'm
not
sure a
wrong.
lot of YouTubers play that we wouldn't even think of.
I know, like, Jacksepticeye first started with, like, Battlefield 3 videos, which is interesting. I don't know about... Oh, that was a really weird, like, minute of that match where I just, like, no one was on my screen. But that's fine. I'm okay with some teammates carrying for once. That's nice. Hey, what's up, Nisima? Boom, never spit. That's right. I never spit.
You know, like there's this one YouTuber that I watch who does like variety stuff. But like apparently he's actually like not too bad at Call of Duty and Siege.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. The gun feels like the FAMAS? I don't think it... If you're talking about like the Modern Warfare FAMAS, I recently just used that on a stream. I will say this feels drastically different than the Modern Warfare FAMAS. Unless you're talking about a different one, in which case, let me know. Okay, I got a scope for it now, and a little bit of, I don't know why I would need vertical recoil control when this thing has not bucked once, but okay.
Do it.
Do it. Yes. Do it. Man, you stream early? I mean, for me, it's 9, almost 10 p.m. I'm actually streaming way later than I wanted to, because I got delayed again, because I was like, I want to dust out. I was really wanting to dust out my computer before my next stream. I was going to do it tomorrow, but I'm like, no, you know what? I want to see how much cooler my computer runs. And the fact that I'm streaming and playing this game on the same GPU, and I am under 70 degrees Celsius, means that I probably did the right thing. So I'm a little later than I'd like to be, but that's okay. A wizard is never late. A wizard arrives exactly when he intends to.
You're not a wizard.
Might be.
Oh.
Yes. Why can't I be a wizard? Drifter calls himself a wizard.
Well, he's lying.
Well then let me lie too and shut the fuck up.
Alright, time to start drifter beef.
It's
You are
time
not
to,
a wizard.
it's time to start drifter beef. It's just pit pit. Yeah. Time to start some beef.
Team deathmatch.
Let's see. Alright, let's see how this gun goes with an optic, because I don't love its iron sights so far. Then again, I'm more of an optic guy. I just become more and more of an optic guy throughout each year I
I'm
play
more of a
FPS
phase
games.
myself.
Phase is gross, dude. The only good part about Phase is Jev. I'm so biased towards optic, despite the fact that I don't watch any of them anymore. But I just remember back in like 2012 through 2014, I would always just like tune into optic stuff. Like when Nade Shot was like on main stage, that hit different. I liked that a lot. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on. I'm trying to get somebody to peek me at a distance so I can test this thing out and see what it can do.
It goes click.
I want it to go click, but I'm just getting fucking no targets and lots of nade spam. Oh, there's some
Okay.
targets. Oh my god. Alright. I get it. You have nades for free. I know. It's super cute. I'm dead. Wow, this game plays like garbage sometimes. Good lord. Like, there's just no They're in our spawn, but like they're not in the actual lane that I feel like I should be watching, and I'm just dead in one shot because snipers are super unbalanced. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude, I guess I need to go put on tac mask. Whoops. I haven't been running tac mask because nobody throws concussions, but now people are throwing concussions.
Why are they throwing concussions?
What's that?
Be annoying.
Why are they throwing concussions? Fucking stim all the way.
That's what I would say.
People are
But-
assholes.
Yeah, they literally, they see me at a distance and they concussion me before the gunfight. That's what's going on here right now. So, getting a little annoyed with it. Getting a little... That's fine, I can adapt. I can put on a perk. I know how to put on... I'm not a Modern Warfare hater. I know how to edit a class mid-game.
That was too fucking close.
Dude, the complaint train starts every time this map shows up. I think this is one of the worst, like, FPS maps I've played in a while. Okay, ooh.
People love it. It got its own 24/7 playlist.
Oh my god, you're right! Dude, anytime one of these maps shows up in a COD game, I'm just like, it's just eye roll for me. Ooh. I love just scanning ahead glitches all match. That's most of the game anyway. Are you sick of Diesel and Yamato? Not really sick of them, sort of indifferent. I actually like Diesel 3v3, but I don't think that's a permanent playlist anymore.
No, I think it's Diesel and Yamato 66, or yeah, 66 24/7.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's not as interesting. I liked Diesel in 3v3. I think that played really well. Had some fun matches
Yeah,
with that.
like honestly, like 6v6 isn't too bad
He
either.
just spawn in. Yeah, but it's still like a clusterfuck, and I don't want to play that more than
Yeah.
once. Like, I have trouble playing stuff like Nuketown more than once in a fucking match. What did he just see? Okay. Okay, game. Sure.
Yamantau is a weird map. Like it's. I'm sure if they like fixed a couple things, like it could play better. But like the spawns are kind of bad, and
spawns
there's
having- I'm sick
and there's
of
like
this
weird
game.
lines of sight.
Yeah, well, it's the head glitches facing spawns. I don't know. They literally had to fix that in Black Ops 3 with Combine. They, like, had to, like, fix that before, like, the game launched. Or something, you know? Because they had, like, head glitches looking into spawns on Combine in Black Ops 3. And they just, like, I guess were like, oh, we've unlearned that. Did I just alt-tab out of the game? I alt-tabbed the game. How? How? I guess I bumped something. I'm gonna turn down my game audio, actually.
Jesus.
There we go. Oh, Blame Truth said something dumb today? That's not rare. Like, what?
This isn't working. We're behind. Enemy
Like, why is
No
nobody...
firing range and summit in this game. You can just go back to Black Ops 4.
taking control.
Yeah.
Both of them
sick
are there.
A little sick of seeing the same maps remade over and over. Oof, damn.
Yeah, without like any change whatsoever. Like
Yeah,
it's one thing. It's one thing if they changed how the map looks or like
Yeah.
fixed a couple like trouble spots on each map, but like
Dude,
like
the
they
barbershop
don't even
on
bother to do
Crash.
that.
The barbershop on MW's version of Crash is by far one of the best map changes I've ever seen in the COD franchise. That removed my biggest problem with Crash, and that is one of my favorite adaptations of Crash ever. If not, yeah, no, it's just the best version of Crash. Because you can go through that barbershop on that long lane, instead of having to walk into gunfire. And it leads you, like, right up to the camper window. That's so good. Oh, I forgot to put on tac mask. Whoops. Because I just died because of that again. Let's do flak jacket tac mask. Fuck this. Treyarch Max are objectively better than Infinity Wards, and if you want to try to argue otherwise, I'll block you from the channel. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that Treyarch doesn't really have any particular type of map design.
Established overhead.
Like, I don't think we've actually seen a Treyarch-style map design, because Treyarch's been so fucking bipolar with how they design maps. This game's a prime example of that.
Up your game or face the consequences.
So I don't really know what... I don't know what the Treyarch style is. Like, people have also said these maps feel like Sledgehammer Games maps, and I'm like, what does a Sledgehammer game map feel like? What? I mean, yeah, they're boring. That might be one of the reasons, and they haven't done anything. Like, Call of Duty hasn't done interesting maps since Advanced Warfare, as far as I'm concerned. So,
Yeah, it's like their style is boring and weird.
like, Modern Warfare's maps are convoluted, but they're not exactly creative. I don't think Blame Truth could actually have an argument with me. He's one of those old bloods, dude. Like, he's one of those old blood COD YouTubers. He thinks that he fucking knows everything. I don't think he could actually have an argument. I feel like he'd say, it's for this, it's for that. Like, I have not seen Blame Truth make a coherent argument or paint a picture with words. He just throws around generalizations. Can this map just fucking get deleted from the fucking game, please? Good lord. I hate so many of the maps in this game. These are clearly Sledgehammer game maps. Armada equals USS Texas from World War II? Not even sort of. Then
There is USS Texas assets
it's
on
both.
but that's it.
Both.
yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, because USS Texas is hijacked. By that, if we're gonna compare, like, I've been like because like USS Texas and Armada are both hijacked.
Wait, and what about shoot? What was the aircraft carrier in Black Ops 2?
Carrier.
Was it just carrier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so carrier.
I don't know. I thought it had a different name.
Nope.
But that one's
Carrier.
also boat.
Yep, and it's completely symmetrical, so basically the same thing.
Yeah, and then but on USS Texas or hijacked or carrier are able to swim in the water underneath the boat.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're talking a lot of garbage. I think you're a fanboy.
No, like I think he's just, like I think he's joking based on some of the things he's saying. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm joking too.
Yeah, like
But let's see, like, just become a dev, dig your way into Treyarch ranks, and delete Crossroads from all the files. Adapt. That's fair. Is there a map you like? Yeah, I mean, I like the Pines. I like Diesel. It's another map I like in this game. I actually
The two
don't.
maps that are up
do you
front.
like Moscow?
Yeah, I don't mind Moscow. It's simple, but it works. And I also like what is it called? I like classic Miami. I always have fun in it. I always find a way to like cheese classic Miami. Then there was another one that's in the line. I don't mind Cartel's layout, but I just never see people like it plays awkwardly sometimes depending on the players you get. But that's like a toss up map for me. I don't mind Cartel, but it does kind of depend. But hello, we're alive.
Yeah, like I think of the base maps. Probably my favorites would end up being Miami and Miami and Moscow. They just played the best out of all of them.
Let's see. I want to suplex Blame Truth into a titanium door crafted by the legend Joe Saycott himself. In all seriousness, stay cute and be good to our devs. Yeah, I think that's a thing. Another thing too, like, that's a ghost motorcycle. The other thing about like all these criticisms, that motorcycle drove itself there. All right, game. A lot of like these like COD YouTubers like Blame Truth or like 8 Thoughts was like they were just kind of assholes to like the dev teams. They have like a toxic reputation that runs pretty deep and is usually pretty consistent. If you guys haven't noticed, I don't really make videos calling out Tony Flame. And in fact, Exclusive Ace has called out Tony Flame harder than I ever could. Like that was back when during Black Ops 4. Like Exclusive Ace literally said that whoever is in charge, and he's like, I think it's Tony Flame of Black Ops 4, he needs to find a different line of work. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I
spicy.
remember that, and I was like, damn, coming from Ace.
Well, he can tell that, like, Ace can tell that, like, clearly 6v6 is such a fucking afterthought to these people. And maybe it is to Activision, but I don't think Activision is specifically asking for some of these weirder design choices. Why? Okay, they're just spawning over here now. Yeah, 8 Thoughts did want to sign petitions to, like, remove devs, and I think that's embarrassing. I don't think
Which
that's
is
what
why
you
no one
should
helped him when his channel got removed.
No, why would you? Like, he's a fucking snake. I'm sorry. He's a liar. He's toxic. Like, if like, God, there are YouTubers I don't like, and there are people that work on games that I don't really respect their design decisions, but I don't go out of my way to like call them out or dedicate my channel to
and
shitting
get
on
them
them.
fired.
get them fired, or even like just to turn people against them as people. Like, I think Treyarch's the problem. I don't think Tony Flame as a person needs to be on anybody's specific shit list. Like, that's like blaming Vondahar for the issues that were in Black Ops 2. I don't think he is 100% responsible. I'm not liking this gun.
Doesn't Vondahar still get, I think, death threats for like a DSR?
Yeah,
or some
he
shit?
still gets a lot of garbage and nonsense.
For the DSR nerf, probably not. And if it is, it's probably a meme. In terms of actual death threats, I'd be surprised if he's still getting them. Okay, I did not mean to put the gas mine down. God damn it, that's annoying. I don't know if I like this fucking gun. Like, every head-on-head gunfight I've gotten into, I feel like I would have won if that burst came out of an M16 or an AUG. And if I have to spam my trigger like that, I kind of just feel like I should be using an M14.
Or you're just a full auto.
Either or, but I'm kind of like limiting my critique to just tac rifles. Like, comparing it to other tac rifles, I just don't see the point in this.
Gotcha.
Like, I can 2-burst you, but oh god, there's no flinch. Shoot first, die first. Literally eat my entire burst to your chest, and then click on me with your Pellington. My lord, this game. Vondi gets Desert Dave and camping in his Ram Power Wagon memes. Why do people call him Desert Dave again? I actually don't even get that reference. Is that because of... What is that? You're stuck. Get fucked, asshole. I don't actually know what the Desert Dave thing is referencing. I thought I knew at one point, then I thought about it. I was like, I actually don't know what that means. I'm kind of holding my mouse awkwardly. That might be part of my problem here. You want to hold this fucking Simtex? Are you dead or not? Oh, no. I'm dead. It'd be funny if people are still mad about that sniper nerf. I don't put it past Call of Duty sniper community to just be super pissy about all of that. Still. Oh, he posted pictures of himself camping in the desert. Oh, okay, well, then that's less funny than I thought it was. I thought it wasn't very funny, and then okay, it's even less funny. Okay, so it can 1-burst if you land an entire burst on the head.
That's just so not worth it.
Yeah, because my M16 can land an entire burst on your chest. I don't know. Like, it's kind of satisfying to shoot it, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it's fun, but the finger.
Yeah, it's a little bit eh. It's definitely an eh gun. At least it's not overpowered.
Oh yeah.
At least I get to still be mad at the M16 is what I'm saying. Oh, okay, so right there, that just kind of came in handy. Person came around crouch level, and I just ended up clicking on their face and getting that 1 burst to the head. That's cool, but that's not practical to go for every time, especially in a game with no flinch and a lot of snipers and shit. Like, I'm not gonna, like, go for the head and hope that one of my bursts lands. If I'm gonna be... And if I miss the first burst... There we go. There it is. I think Call of Duty needs new lead devs, and Sledgehammer is actually doing that. I mean, yeah, but I have no faith in.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens when the Sledgehammer game comes out. But
yeah, I don't know though. If we see more lackluster shit thrown at our 6v6 experience, I am gonna start blaming Activision. How did I just die past you, buddy? Oh, just luck. Neat. Okay,
yeah, because
whoa,
like,
this,
yeah, because like this next Sledgehammer game is, like, I think we talked about it last time. But, like it's gonna be the first Sledgehammer game developed without like Condrey as like the main person.
But Condrey
so, like,
wasn't.
Maybe things will be different.
Probably not.
Maybe,
Because
who knows?
Condrey was helping with the fucking the rework. It came out so fast after he was done. Like, he had to have helped with it. He had to have been involved. Like
Well, the thing is, like
I don't
the
think
things like in terms of like core like gameplay and like design, like it still had to stay. So the thing is, like, maybe without him there, like it's like there will be like more new stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe that change of blood will be good, but I don't. For
I
me
don't know.
for me, yeah, it is a possibility, but for me to think that, I'd have to think that Condry was even like partially the source. And I don't think Condry was the source of those issues in those games, but whatever. COD needs an entirely new design philosophy? I don't think so. I think they need to. Innovation doesn't mean anything if innovation doesn't mean reinventing. You know, you can do things, you can have measured responses, and I'm just gonna die and we're gonna lose. God, this is not fun. Not liking this gun. I don't think this gun is gonna be for me. Yeah, there's not really a reason to use a gun like this unless you're, I don't know, bored and leveling it up for a live stream. Because, like, it can one burst to the head. That means fucking nothing.
Enemy destroyed.
So can the AUG and the M16. Especially when I'm getting Pellingtoned like this. So far, first 3? Have we played 3 games? I don't know, I can't even keep track. The first games we've played of this tonight, I've just been getting Pellingtoned like it's going out of style. Which is sad, because it's unfortunately not going out of style. M16's better in every way. I'm not going to say every way, but I definitely would rather be using it. I don't see a reason to use a burst weapon that requires me to get a headshot for a 1 burst. I don't think that is practical at all. I mean, this thing has a lot of ammo, I'll give it that, but again, like, it's a burst rifle. How much ammo do I need?
Which is better, projectiles or hit scan?
I kind of miss hit scan for 6v6 Call of Duty. It made things feel a bit more consistent, but I also do like the dynamic that bullet velocity adds to the game. So I'm kind of up in the air about it.
Mm-hmm. I do think, like, in larger modes, like I was like Warzone or like Ground War and all that, like I think projectiles should be there because like it's kind of bullshit to just
think a hybrid
not have to
system.
compensate for anything.
Yeah, and that's why I think they should do a hybrid system. They should do the Insurgency Sandstorm thing where your bullets up to a certain point is a hit scan, and then from that hit scan point, right after you pull the trigger, then it becomes a projectile. So so long range combat, you're not just lasering people, but in close range gunfights feel very consistent.
Team deathmatch.
So basically, it's like super bullet velocity, and then it actually becomes normal bullet velocity. I kind of like it. I think it's a good idea.
Oh, somebody went left.
This isn't working. We're behind.
I'm gonna drop a really petty complaint. My enemies are not being predictable enough tonight. I keep watching very prominent spots where people are gonna be, and watching them, and watching them, and watching them, and getting flanked. Wow, I started noticing that we were spawning on the other side of the map, and then I turned, and it was too late. I should have turned, like, as soon as I realized that. But I was making my point, and it was funny. Okay, I might like this thing better with this red dot. Nice. Good job, teammate. Who the fuck is stomping around? This might be one of the most fun guns they've put. I'm thinking about that. Like, it's capable of getting a 1 burst if you get that headshot, so that's kind of exciting.
Lost the lead.
Yeah, you got a guy down here looking for me. We do. I don't know where he... And he's just fucking... Wow. Yeah, he just eats a burst to the chest and then krigs me. Yeah, see, in a game with no flinch, do I really want to land 2 bursts? The answer is no. So he just held that angle and held completely still and lasered me. Not a huge fan of that. That's the other thing too in this game, like in Call of Duty, like in Modern Warfare, like people are like strafing in gunfights, and like in this game, like you'll get somebody that just stands there like a robot
Yeah.
because they can just tank your shot. Oh my god, I just got a whole burst in his upper chest and he kills me again. I love that the stream I love this when I'm streaming and like you guys can see that my aim actually isn't terrible. Like I did land that burst perfectly, but it just didn't matter in that scenario. And I keep having scenarios like that where I'm able to land the burst, but who cares? Oh, okay. Frankly, if it's back to World War II, I'm not bothering. That's actually totally fair. I don't know why people that think that's such a hot take. World War II shooters are just a different breed, and if you don't like them, you don't like them. You could have all the best gameplay mechanics in the world, but if the context of the game's environment, world, setting, time period, whatever you want to call it, isn't to your liking, then don't buy it. Like, if you hate sci-fi and you only like historical, realistic, believable stuff, I wouldn't tell you to play Halo. Oh, okay. Yes, this gun
Yeah,
can
I have absolutely no clue like who they were listening to when they decided to say like, oh, let's make another World War II COD. Like who are they listening to?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I know COD World War II was fairly popular to a degree. Like, but that's kind of the case for every COD game.
It did get made free for PlayStation at one point.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't know. Like I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
I'm also pretty sure that like World War II didn't like super piss anyone off.
No, it was pretty
It bored
milquetoast.
people.
Like,
It
it
bored
made people
people.
bored, but it didn't piss people off.
Yeah, the reception was pretty mediocre. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want a tempered response. They just want a game that can kind of just come out and exist. Oh my god, yeah. Oh god. If somebody strafes you with an automatic, like, what the fuck do you do with this thing? You have to be like...
God, he's just always in between my bursts.
Right,
That's so bad.
That's the thing. The PPSH guy did it to you. Like, if he strafes in the gunfight, what do you do?
Yeah.
Because like if you burst, if you burst slightly wrong, then like you're donezo. It's a little annoying. Jake, you having a problem here?
No, I'm just yelling.
Okay.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
I will say what I do like is that this gun, I don't really require anything from it. Like I don't feel like I'm waiting for an attachment. Now that I have a nice red dot on it, it's like, I guess
I
it's
feel like
fine.
I'm waiting for the final barrel so I can get damage up to 42.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And then
that'd
you
be-
get like very little recoil increase from it, and of course you get the bullet velocity and range.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm waiting for that then. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Too bad it's
Yeah,
a
and,
level 50.
and also since Jake discovered yesterday that the horizontal recoil is actually negative, the downside makes it even better. At least for the
Nice.
horizontal recoil.
Sure, sure.
Well, if it's negative, does it? What does
Because
it mean if
negative
it's
times-
negative?
Yeah, because it makes it even more negative.
No. Like if let's say the horizontal recoil is negative, and then normally it would go to the right. Would that mean it go to the left? Because it's negative? I don't get it.
I'm trying to think.
Like,
Hold
yeah, how
on.
do you negative horizontal recoil? Does it just not exist? I think that just means it doesn't exist. It's just null. Isn't horizontal always negative? Ooh,
No.
that's a no. Jake, check.
No, because
I checked the AK. I checked the AK.
I don't think so.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
So if you have
because
the game open, you can check.
I'm
it.
just trying to see
yeah,
all
I
the
could
options.
check. Hold on,
Enemy spy plane
hold on.
inbound.
I can check. Carve.
I will say, shooting a head glitcher at this thing is pretty satisfying.
Okay, so by default, the horizontal recoil of the carve is negative 100J, whatever that means. And then, so if I use the regular foregrip, which is supposed to hold on. Wait, Jake, which thing were you planning on using?
The final barrel.
Oh, barrel. Okay.
Are you supposed to be doing school right now, Jason?
I have it open. I'm gonna quickly check.
I
It's just fact checking.
Oh no, I
yeah,
get it.
so,
No, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. So the horizontal recoil by default on the carve is negative 100J, and who knows what that J is supposed to mean. So with the task force barrel, what it's the two downsides is negative 10% vertical and horizontal recoil. But by equipping it, the horizontal recoil becomes even more negative. So it's really helping you.
I think. I don't understand.
Yeah, because it's already negative. So let's say I swap this out with the
I know, but what does
M16.
negative mean? Does it negative mean like none, or negative mean it goes the wrong way?
Probably none.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm gonna say because
So-
you can't get negative. Like it's not gonna like go in on itself. It's not gonna implode when you
Oh
pull the
wait,
trigger.
wait, no. I think all of that. I think all the horizontal recoils are negative. I think Ian was right.
Check.
Hold on. No, that's really weird. So I checked the M16 and that horizontal recoil was negative, but I'm on the XM4 and that's just positive 30. I don't know. That's
What?
What?
I don't know.
What the
Where the
fuck?
fuck are these stats? Yo, we need to get
I don't know.
base on this. What the fuck
I
does
don't
this
know.
bullshit mean?
Ace help.
You better call Ace. Get him to check that out.
I'll put out the.
What's up with that?
I'll put like a bat signal, but instead of a bat, it'll be like a fucking Canadian maple leaf.
Gotta get Ace.
Gotta get him. Yeah, the barrel affecting ammo amount is trash. That's weird. Okay, so this is the one you're talking about. Okay, so yeah, that barrel does seem like it'd help a good amount. Phew. Too bad you have to play the game to unlock it.
Yep.
Curses, it's always something. Let me do. I'm gonna do the foregrip to get that horizontal recoil control. I want to see what the hell that does. What will that do?
Blend.
Yes. So the thing is by using attachments that improve that you would think would improve your horizontal recoil based on the numbers actually makes it worse. Just because of the initial value being a negative number.
No, you're giving me a headache. How would
I
that
think.
work?
Wait, I don't know. Wait, I'm so confused. I'm so
does that
confused. I don't know. Wait. Because yeah, I have no clue. I have no clue because like I just thought about it a little bit more, but like yeah, I don't know. Weird.
Hey, what's up, Cat? Nice to see you. That's confusing as shit, Jason. You've given me a nasty headache.
Wait, no, but oh,
I have a tumor
God damn
now
it!
because
Hold
of
on,
you.
hold on.
So you have a tumor?
I'm confusing myself.
That's my next video. Black Ops Cold War gave me a tumor.
Okay, yeah. So I'm. God, this is really weird. So if you equip the foregrip on the XM4, let's say,
Yes.
which already has a positive horizontal recoil control value, by equipping the foregrip, it improves your recoil control by 15%, which decreases the value. Bring it closer to 0.
Explain that to me like I'm 3.
Okay,
It don't work.
so the horizontal recoil control is 30.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, by adding the foregrip, you're decreasing that value by 15%,
Mm-hmm.
which means that you have 15% better horizontal recoil control. It's like the really weird thing where like it's used like the positives and negatives, but like it affects things differently. It's weird. So the thing is, if it's bringing it closer to 0, even if the number's negative, is that improving the recoil? Or if the more negative it becomes, does that make it better?
Ah.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay. New question. What does J stand for?
Oh,
The
gigawatt.
thing is, like, well, the thing is, I'm assuming like it seems to be using like physics measurements, so I'm assuming it's like joules for like energy.
That's what I first thought. I thought it was joules, and then I was like, why is Call of Duty
But
making me
the thing
think
is, like,
about things in joules?
it's lowercase j, but like joules is capital J, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. We talked about that
Gigawatt.
before. Imagine being that bad.
Motherfucker!
Captain Price players always be doing stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm bamboozled. I don't
Hey,
know.
hey Potato Lord, the new gun is interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't even know if I'm gonna make a video on it because like it's such a milk toast gun, and at least my opinion of it is it's like it can one burst somebody, but that's nothing new. It needs a headshot to do it.
The extra fire rate's not worth the loss in damage. Sorry, I almost got sledgehammer back, guys.
Ah, I almost got dual die Mariko at a distance. That'd have been great. Call Bill Nye.
Just might. New Zealand's open now. He's probably there.
Yeah, why not?
Have you seen that shit? That people are crying because they're so happy to go to Disneyland again, but they don't give a single fuck about the lives lost during
Gives a
COVID.
I mean, I'm kind of with him.
Jake, it's Disney, the happiest place on earth.
Yeah.
Fuck their happiness.
I don't, okay, I'm getting stabbed, I guess. I don't think healthy of age people should be worried about going out in public. Hot take. I feel like those death counts would be a lot different if certain people weren't put in certain nursing homes.
Yeah, maybe if people did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, maybe. Like, again, like, what they were supposed to do was, like, shut down their lives and collect government money. And,
The thing is, like stay at home for a little while and then
yeah,
not
but that's...
go out
But even
for a bit.
Fauci was like, you know, herd immunity will probably have to happen. It's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You can't sit indoors until COVID dissipates, you fuck. And what I guess I'm really against is just the amount of, like the stuff about, like, a fully vaccinated, healthy adult is still, like, not able to make their own decisions and should have to consult the science. It's like, so if I'm vaccinated and I'm healthy, I even saw a thing that said, like, if you have the antibody, too bad. It's like, or if you caught it and got over it, then too bad. It's like, when do I get to live my life? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that's ridiculous. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's insane to me. If people go to Disneyland and, like, there's a huge death spike, I'll raise an eyebrow. But I just don't see it happening. I think if you take Gam Gam to Disney World, that's a little irresponsible. There's a reason, like, even though I don't like wearing my fucking mask, I always wear it in, like, small stores, especially drugstores where, like, older people shop, because I know who dies from COVID. We all do. We all know the age range that dies from COVID. We all know the health problems that turn into COVID deaths. We know this. I disagree with, like, the fear mongering of, like, oh, you're a healthy 20-year-old. Stay inside for 2 years. No, give me a better plague if you're gonna get me inside for 2 years. I'm sorry. Hey, what's up? That isn't a conspiracy theory. It is an analysis. It's very true. It's not. What the fuck? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Woo. And anybody who just thinks that, like, the government taking away more and more things that you can and can't do and enforcing more and more things isn't scary, you haven't read a history book. I'm sorry, there's a reason people are, like, against a lot of this stuff. It's not because they want Gam to die. It's because they're like, you know what? I don't trust you to not fucking keep these powers in place. And it's so inconsistent too. Like, have you guys heard anything else about the double masking? Because not only have I not seen a person in public doing
I'm never going to do that.
No, but like, have you seen them say anything else about it? Because they were all like, double masking might need to be the necessity, but that just died in like a week, and I have never seen anybody do it. I'm like, why was that even brought up? And also, like, we've known forever that multiple layers of things could potentially block more particulates or more fluids or whatever, but like...
Yeah, cause like like, the thing is, I'm pretty sure one of my aunts did like the double masking thing. Like she works like at like the front desk in like a hospital. So like.
Oh well, fuck yeah! I mean, if you work in a hospital or around old people, like Dylan is kind of, he's on the same page I am, but he worked in an old folks home for a bit during COVID, and he was like, "You fuckers, no, you act, no, this is where you give a shit. This is not the place to not give a shit. It's a fucking nursing home." You don't do this shit in a nursing home. This isn't a fucking Walmart. It's a fucking nursing home. You cover your mouth. You go outside to cough. You take the precautions. These are the at-risk people. Like there's a difference
for anything. Like,
yeah, like yeah, these people are at risk. Like if it wasn't COVID, it would probably be influenza. Like these people are at risk anyway. The fact that some people had to be reminded that old people are susceptible to a multitude, a plethora of illnesses and diseases and sicknesses. Like by this, it's like, yeah. So when if you're like one of those fucking people that's so COVID paranoid, but you were going out to like stores of the fever, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Unless that was a necessity or you masked up back then. Or did I don't know. I was homeschooled, but I was taught influenza is really bad. We literally lost a family friend and a family member to influenza as I was growing up. Okay, and I remember H1N1 scaring the shit out of my family's older family friends back in the day. You know, like anybody who says it's not a real concern is lying. But like, I genuinely feel like what we should be doing for like things like Disney World is turn away the old people. Turn away the people that, because you've been to Disneyland or Disney World, right, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of the pictures I've seen is like this person that like people, go around with like air, like breathing machines and stuff. They go around with like a tank of oxygen, or they're incredibly overweight. They're morbidly obese. And it's like, you probably shouldn't be out and around like an infectious respiratory problem that can also manifest as many different
and also
illnesses.
It's in Orlando, Florida, where like it can get very hot.
Yeah,
sunny.
Yeah, like maybe no. That just might not be a good idea. Like but that's the thing. I think adults should be able to make their own risk assessments. And if anybody's sitting there thinking like, well, they're dumb and they'll make the wrong assessment, I'm sorry. That's how freedom works.
But who are you to decide? Like...
That's the thing. You could lock yourself in a house for 24 months if that's your prerogative. But don't fucking shame somebody for wanting to take their kids out. And I'm sure, like, if I had kids right now and I'm an adult and I have money to go to Disneyland, my kids are going to be, I'm going to have hand sanitizer. We're going to wear masks until we're eating. We're going to take little precautions here and there. I don't want my kids getting sick. It's okay to take precautions, but it's not okay to fucking lock down your goddamn life. Is Vox a good source for COVID news? No. No. Vox?
God, it's so biased. Jesus Christ.
Vox is a... When I was a kid, I got told about the fact that those little pamphlets at the checkout line that say that somebody got raped by an alien or whatever, like, that's Vox. Vox is a tabloid. If you turn it's every news source is biased. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it's up to you to find out which ones are the least.
The least biased, or the ones, that at least Vox is blatantly pushing an agenda. Like, I'm not sitting here saying don't listen to Vox, listen to Fox. would rhyme and it'd be really catchy to say, but that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying we haven't, throughout this pandemic, we haven't even been able to get like consistent information from the CDC or the World Health Organization. Like, Trump was literally like, you guys are giving me a headache. I'm using the military. Like, you guys can't figure out whether or not people should have masks or shouldn't have masks, or which kind they should wear. There was so much debate about this and stuff over the last couple months. And I'm sorry, like, getting into every fucking thing about COVID is so fucking... It's slightly above my pay grade, but mostly it's way under my interest level. When it comes down to it, let adults make their own fucking risk assessments. If you have an elderly family member that insists on going out and being around people all day, every day, 7 days out of the week, without a mask, without using hand sanitizer, maybe talk to that person. Because those are the people that are getting it. And that's again, you should be able to work with your family on it and deal with it. And not just be told to, oh, well, no more going outside. Like, yeah, to somebody who like plays video games all day, like you'd be like, oh, why do you need to go to Disneyland? To some people, partying, going to Disneyland, that is their video game. Like, it's really easy for a lot of introverts on Twitter to be like, oh, how dare you go outside? It's like, not everybody fucking jerks off in their room all day. Sorry. And that's coming from me, someone who's made a living out of jerking off in their room all day. Jake, I saved your life fucking 3 times.
You could, you didn't. I'm dead.
I saved it, and you didn't do anything with it.
Wait,
But Josh, like no news source is ever going to be completely neutral. Like every source is
You would
either
hope the
going to have
CDC would be.
like.
You would hope the CDC would be. But yeah.
Well, the CDC isn't a news source.
They fucking... What? The CDC puts out reports on current events involving diseases, chemicals, viruses.
It's like it's a health organization. It's not meant to tell you what's going on in the world. Like it's like it focuses on diseases, but it's not meant to tell you like government politics or all that kind of stuff. It's like,
well,
I think that's what Josh is talking about.
Oh, well, if we're talking about like news, like okay, we're talking about the same thing. We just did 2 different angles. Yes, the CDC isn't a news source like Vox or I almost called BuzzFeed a news source. Whoops. Fox or CNN or MSNBC. No, they're not like that. But when it comes to COVID, we haven't even been able to get straight answers out of them. And I understand there's variance in science. And it's not like they can't just come across new information. But they had drastically conflicting information at the same time as like the World Health Organization. Like we should be able to listen and trust our CDC. Our Center for Disease Control should be like giving us up-to-date information and not fucking being cagey as shit. There's enough. This was handled so poorly because there are people out there. See, like some of you might think I'm a crackpot. There are people out there that think that nobody's died. Seriously, there are people out there that think nobody's died from this. I'm like, well, that would be quite the fucking ruse. I do think, however, we suddenly stopped, like my town suddenly stopped reporting on influenza deaths. Again, influenza was something my family tracked, influenza cases in my town. And it was really weird that influenza disappeared from Idaho when COVID started. Like, oh, I guess nobody died or got sick of influenza. COVID was the cure for influenza the entire time. Like, every death in California became a COVID-related death. And that was weird. The shit was...
But, like that's just bad, like, data keeping.
No. When you're keeping the data, but you're putting cause of death, the thing I want it to be. That's not bad data keeping, that's the L word. Lame. No, lying. Like, when suddenly nobody's getting stabbed in California and all the deaths are COVID-related, it's like, yeah, he had a switchblade in him, but... I think he had a cough first. Like, I'm sorry, no. That's not bad data collection, that's lying. That's blatantly lying. That, like, there was no chemical-related deaths? Like, oh, nobody in LA overdosed in, like, a month? That's rare. Sorry. So, like, that kind of shit. What I'm saying is, I have a point I'm getting to here. And that's not that you should just not believe anything. It's that if you don't want people to be conspiracy theorists, don't do that. This is how you create conspiracy theorists. You do shit like that. Like, people are starting to look at things that Alex Jones said a long time ago and they're like nervously sweating. They shouldn't have to nervously sweat because of Alex Jones saying like, I can see there being like a false flag pandemic that they used to take our rights away. And people are like, that's silly. And then like all this fucking misinformation from official sources and news agencies playing the fearmonger game. And then the hope game and the fearmonger game. Biden's all, there's a gloomy, dark, cold winter coming when he's like debating Trump, like a cold winter is coming and we're going to all die and it's your fault, Orange Man. And then as soon as he's here, he's like, we're making amazing strides. We're doing so well. It's like, oh, fuck off. What happened in a month? You were in office for less than 30 days and suddenly it's sunshine and rainbows? Oh, no, no, now we're back to I have to stay inside forever and wear 3 masks. And I have to get an injection in my ass. Look, it's... If you don't want people to, like, question you and you want people to be more trusting of science, then you need to give way more upfront feedback. I say the same thing about game developers, right? Like, game developers need to be like, here's what we're doing. Here is how we're working on. Like, if every AAA game development studio acted like Digital Extremes was back in the day, when I was into Warframe, and they were just being upfront about who's working on what, and how it's going, and what the progress is, and what they're happy with, and what they're not, you know, you wouldn't have this feeling of incompetence. That's the other thing. If it's not conspiracy, it's incompetence. And I don't know which, because either one could just be as deadly. In fact, I would hope that that like, you know, these people could be conspiratorial, because that implies that you have to be kind of clever to be conspiratorial. But if you're just fucking stupid, then oh my god, I'm trusting you? You can't even pull off a conspiracy. Like, that's a devastating thought for most Americans. And the thing about Americans, too, when this comes to this entire thing, like, not saying that nobody else is sick of this and is tired of it, but Americans are, you know, we're very much so like, I don't, this does touch one of my rights. This does touch my freedom of action. And that can't be ignored, because, like, if you ignore that, that's how there are a lot of historical scenarios where that was ignored. I don't know. There's, if you don't want people to question your shit, be more definitive, be more open, be more transparent, be more honest, even like have an ounce of like charisma to it as well. But but like so many of these, like our news agencies and our politicians, they're incapable of all of that shit. So it's like and then you're gonna like what, wonder why people don't just fucking trust you? You haven't given me a reason to. Like the polarization between Fox and CNN is a great example. So think of that. Think of like the ramifications of that. We have 2 hugely successful news agencies that are just saying the opposite thing about not even just political things, but viruses. You guys can't agree on how to deal with a virus. If you don't want people to question the system to the degree that some people are questioning the system, fix your system. You don't fix the people first. You need to be more trusting. Stop asking so many questions. Just wear your mask and shut up. That is not how you get people to listen to you. You can build trust with people. It's possible. Dear news agencies, dear politicians, you can build trust with people. You can. You don't have to be fucking a toxic, vitriolic piece of shit all the time, talking down to the population. Super fair, and I deserve that death. I deserve it. That guy deserve. Okay, well, he could have come out of sprint. Ian, don't you follow Steven Crowder? I do follow him on Twitter. Yeah, that's all I do. I mean, I watch his stuff sometimes, but like, mostly because he's funny. He's too Crowder's too like. He's too excited about like the left being wrong for me to like treat him as like a news source. Like so I see him more as like a comedian, and he kind of sees himself that way as well. There are people out there that hang on every single word he says, left or right, and they're just like, wow, Crowder said this. Like, yeah, Crowder's a fucking comedian. He just says whatever he wants. Like, it doesn't offend me. I just don't listen to all of it. Hey, what's up, Reddit Sparrow? Don't worry about it. What do you think about the Daily Wire? I like the Daily Wire. I'm gonna be real. I like the Daily Wire. I listen to them. I mostly like listening to Ben talk about situations. Because even when I kind of like disagree with him on like the subject matter, I don't disagree with how he's talking about it, and I actually think he's gotten even better over the years after getting criticized a fair amount for the way he discusses topics. Like, I'm actually really happy with how far he's come in terms of like sitting down and laying out something. And he does a better job of compiling evidence for his case now. And I like listening to him. Again, don't always agree with him. That would be... Nah, him and I are very different people. And we have very different, like, sensibilities on certain things. But I do... If I want to, like, see coverage of something, I do kind of go to him. And yeah, that fits in with my bias for sure. But it's also, like, he doesn't sit there... He doesn't get, like... super animated, you know, and like super hyperbolic, like even like I do when I talk about things. He'll be like, no, this is a lie. This is what you said 2 years ago, and here are the numbers to prove this. And like he did that to Trump too. Like he actually threw Trump under the bus a lot. He's really like considered to be like a Trump bootlicker, but he didn't even vote for Trump in 2016. He was slowly kind of taken in by Trump, like because Trump was like actually kind of like a conservative. Like he wasn't a radical right-wing politician or anything. He actually did things very like inch by inch for the most part. And so, and you know, we weren't involved with fucking tons of wars and shit while he was president. So like that was kind of cool. Veterans and spouses of veterans got a lot of support from him. So like I got turned around on a lot of things. Like politically though, like I want to broaden the conversation. Politically, I consider myself to be a centrist, and then I fucking realized I wasn't a fucking centrist. I was fucking politically illiterate. I was politically illiterate, and to a lot of degrees I still am, because I don't focus on it enough to be an authority on anything political. But I definitely realize that, like, no, I do have certain sensibilities, and they're not all my parents, and they're not all the ones I had when I was younger. No, am I getting a shotgun to run this corner? Probably. Nope, we're good. You watch Tim Pool? I actually don't know much about Tim Pool. What are those graphics? That's Cold War's optimization. Trust me, if I was playing Modern Warfare, it'd look much nicer. I don't have a monster gaming PC either. I have a mid-range one from about three years ago now. So, thank you, teammate. I guess it was a high end for 3 years ago. I take the good from both sides. Yeah, like the idea, like I thought I was a centrist because I was able to also agree with the left, but then I realized like I don't agree with the left. I agree with the classical liberal ideals of making things better and pushing for progress in place where there's less. But that's not what people mean when they say liberal anymore, and that's why I really like that, like people from like what people would call like the intellectual dark web, I think is what they got branded as like they call them radical leftists, and I was like, that's way better than liberal, because I consider myself to be more liberal than conservative. But the radical leftist like that, yeah, you know what? You know, you're the deconstructionalists, the pseudo Marxists, the what's the other thing? The social constructionists, I think is what they're called. The people that basically thought that everything in our gender roles and in our like that we believe to be biology is just society. Like those people I do consider to be very radical, because even in the face of like just fucking earth-shattering evidence, they still beat that drum, and I do consider that to be a radical ideal, whether it's right or left. If in the face of overwhelming evidence, you're still like, no, give it another shot. Hold on. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Context, please. Yeah, when the radical is like you can't accept when the other side is right, or you don't realize that you're pushing boundaries that shouldn't be pushed. Like for instance, I don't think certain things should be pushed. Like I think it's a radical idea to lower age of consent. I think it's a radical idea to lower the voting age even lower than it is. You know, like I was actually having a really interesting debate with Kyle and Dylan about like what should the voting age be, and I was like, God damn it, you know what? Like I kind of wish that you had to like pay taxes and own property, or at least own like the title to a vehicle or something, you know? Like that's what I was thinking, is like because like your first instinct is to like weed out the people that like I wouldn't want voting. because like, you know, there's problems with that. Like, yeah, like an immigrant's gonna come in and vote for the party that brought them in. Like, that's just how that's gonna work. And I would like people that have stake in the have like skin in the game. They're not benefiting from the game. They got fucking skin in it. They have risk. They don't take government checks. They have risk. They have risk involved. They have properties. They have vehicles. They have they have properties, vehicles, businesses. They work they have a career, But the thing is that like that kind of like kicks a lot of people to the curb. Like that's too broad of a brush. Like I even said like you have to own property, and Kyle's like, well, what if you're like down on your luck and you're couch surfing with family members and you don't actually own your own house at the moment? It's like, fuck yeah, you're right. Like that. You can't vote for your president because you don't happen to currently own a house. Okay, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, well, you've paid rent once, and that could even be like paying a family member to live in their house. That's like, we were like, that's better, but like it's still like you can't vote because you don't have money. It's like, oh fuck, like hold on. But if you don't have money, then who are you to vote for the people that dictate so much of like what happens with money? Like it's gonna I don't want to know what your vote's gonna be like, Like it's why there are certain ideals I hold. Like I like the free market capitalist thing because it implies that if it's done right, it understands that not everybody's in a privileged position, but it also says, well, you should be able to be in a privileged position. You shouldn't be punished for trying to better yourself or put yourself in better spots. And it's fucky, it's weird. And so like I hope I spend my entire 20s and hopefully my 30s as well debating with people and my friends about it, because I feel like I see so many like 18-year-olds, like, because this is definitely how I was when I was 18, like they're conceited. Like you get these like fucking high school students and they're conceited, and it's like, no. There are too many things I haven't seen, and there are too many things I know they haven't seen. Like, as far as you're still a fetus, you don't have it all figured out yet. Let's see. Politics can suck my throbbing robot exopenis. Yeah, and that's kind of a childish mindset. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like, yeah, if you're younger or whatever, then that's true. But like, as soon as you start getting older and you start paying taxes, or you start, wanting to make decisions, or you want to make moves with your career or your business or something, you're like, those politics things are kind of important. Like they do matter. I think most political discourse can suck my fucking penis. Kids, yeah, that's sort of a thing. Kids always have to go through a phase of thinking they know more than their parents. But there's also kids that go through phases of thinking that whatever their parents say is gospel. Voters at age 21 plus tax registry for 2+ years. Tax registry? But well, isn't there there's like a thing, right? Like you have to make a certain amount before you can, or is it tax registry?
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure there's a thing now where like, or the thing that's going to be happening where like, if you make under a certain amount, you don't have to pay like any taxes at all.
Well, that's already
in the works right now. Like,
that's already kind of
been
a thing. That's already been a thing, to a degree. Like
yeah, so then what about those people then?
Yeah, because when I was making under $12,000 a year, like I just wouldn't be allowed to vote, which is what kind of changed my opinion on tax registry. And so like I got to this point where I thought, I think you should I think 21's a good age, and the reason I think that, because Dylan's point, essentially, I don't want to misquote him, but like his point was essentially like, if you're old enough to work, you should be old enough to vote. It's like, not really, no, because a 16-year-old working at McDonald's is going home to mommy and daddy. They're probably not driving their own car. Their parents' name are still on all their forms. They're not allowed to work, full time. So then we were like, oh, well, they have to work full time. I'm like, well, again, you have people that work full time, and they're still like kind of in a very privileged or childlike position. That's kind of where I'm at right now. A lot of people wouldn't consider me like. They consider me a legal adult, but probably not a grown man in the sense that I still live at my childhood home. and I don't have to, and I'm just now making enough to pay taxes. So like, is my opinion worth anything on the vote? And so I think like you should be 21 because 21 or 22, and the reason is you just have a bit more time on the earth. You just have a bit more time to break out of that like teenage adolescent idealistic puberty driven thought process. You know what I mean? I don't feel like that's unfair. I don't think 18-year-olds are in the right mind. I'm looking, like, as I'm 23, I'm looking back at things I was saying at 18, even about video games that I'm, like, cringing at now. And God help me if I could have, like, voted when I was, like, 17, for instance, you know? So I feel like there's a big difference between being 18 and, like, 22. Like, a lot changes in, like, in you biologically, and a lot changes in you, you know, in those years. So I kind of thought that that could be a good voting age.
Mm-hmm. I see something in the chat. Is the voting age mandatory? If so, it looks like moving to America is removed from my list. It is not mandatory in the U.S.
No, it's not mandatory to vote. No.
But the thing is, like because of that though, like the U.S. has some like the most embarrassing like voter turnouts like in the world.
Well, we also the people like we don't really trust our voting system. There are many people out there that don't even. Well, they don't.
Yeah, like there's a lot of factors to that. But, like our voter turnout is very low.
Well, one of the reasons is though is that there are people out there that think that yeah, my state's gonna do it anyway. But I would say not for like presidential stuff. Like obviously yes, but I would say what's even worse is just how bad we are at local. Like people getting involved with their own local government that's really fucking low. It's really shit. People just don't give a shit about their local government, and that's in my opinion kind of a damn shame. Military age should be voting age. I could see that. If they can die in a war, they can vote. Yeah, and that also brings in some questions about our military age. I don't trust 18-year-olds. I just don't. I don't not that I don't respect them or that they can't be smart, or they can't be more experienced or smarter than I was when I was 18, but for the most part, broad stroke, I don't trust an 18-year-old. The healthcare sucks on some of the lower end, but you just get, you know, mid end and high end. Our healthcare is really not terrible. It's not good for certain things, that's for damn sure. If you have any pre-existing ailments, sometimes, you know, people with like diabetes and shit get kind of cucked over here, which is a damn shame. Why do people want the age younger? I don't think it's for anything other than like a devious reason. I think it's the same because like there was also the thing of like you shouldn't have to have like an ID to vote. I was like, oh, no, you should. Like, I feel like you should be. I feel like you should be like a registered person. But it's kind of in my opinion, it's the worst reason you would think. If the people that want voting age is lowered, I genuinely think they just want more impressionable people. It's the people that would want the impressionable people to like come and vote. I don't feel like that's a hot take. I feel like that's kind of obvious. Like, why else would you want that? Why would you want a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old's opinion? Unless you feel like they're like, oh, they're more malleable. And I mean, that's the thing too. When you're there are some psychological factors that go into political party affiliation, not the ability to deal with an opinion, but whether or not you're more liberal or conservative, just not in politically, but mannerisms wise. That has some like biological makeup to it. Weirdly enough, like there's just people that are more conditioned to certain ways of thinking, and I feel like when you're younger, you're just going to lean in. You're going to lean towards like a more idealistic point of view. You know what I mean? You're gonna be a little bit more starry-eyed. And that's fair. You should go through that, but like, there's a certain point where like your tires hit the pavement. And suddenly you realize cars don't fly. And that's not a bad time to start voting when you're like, I think when you're like 22, 23. Hell, I honestly wouldn't mind if it was 25. Because like we know biologically that like the brain is finished developing at 25, roughly. You know, there's some variance there. And there's people that have arrested development stuff. But for the most part, I think 25 is a great number for a lot of things. Now, maybe not every substance or not everything. Like you have to be 25 to rent a car, I think, for the most part. I don't know.
Just one second. I saw something in chat.
Sure.
What Cal said is very true.
What? Who?
Is that yeah, Cal and chat. 15-year-olds. Why don't we just print more money?
Why don't we just print more money? Yeah, yeah. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. I have a young nephew, and I have young nephews and a niece, and from what opinions I've heard, like okay, my nephew, bless his heart, is a great example of this. He's at the age where he kind of eats up any concept proposed, and
Hmm.
that you're just impressionable. He's a very smart kid, by the way. He's like super, like academically and critically, he's very smart. But if you watches like a video essay going, here's how universal basic income could work, he'll go, oh, it works perfectly. It's fine. It's fine. We should just do it. And I'm like, well, here are the ramifications. And he's like, what? Ramifications? God for fucking bid. And like he just doesn't have anything else to say anymore. And that's kind of when you're young, you start a conversation, you bring up an idea, it's questioned, and then you're like, uh-oh, I have no more ammo in my gun. And that's fine. You should go through that. That should be your learning experience. Like, I am just now at 23 able to go, I have no fucking idea how that works. I'll get back to you. Because like, but 18-year-old me would be like, I don't know. And then I go on YouTube and like watch some videos and be like, now I'm an expert.
Yep. But Josh asked an interesting question. What age should you introduce a kid to politics?
I introduce, I think, as early as possible. I think like as early as possible, they should understand there's if you're especially like you're American or Canadian, you have like very straightforward political systems, lay them out. I think you have a lot of kids now that are so confused. I was confused up until like I was 19. It was around 19 or 20 that I was like actually figuring out, not just like enough to fill out a multiple choice test, when I was in online school, but like actually figuring out the ins and outs. It was the show West Wing that got me into it, that got me into like figuring out how our government works and how politics works, and what the different branches are and who the different people are, and like why the chief of staff is important, or what goes into the PR side of things. And West Wing got me interested in that concept. I think your kid, I think you should raise a kid to be politically knowledgeable, but as least as little political bias as possible. Like, you don't want to raise your kid like just basically like, hey, you're gonna become a mini me. Like, you don't want that. And like for a while, like I was kind of just like, fuck, my parents are stupid about politics. And then I was like, okay, my parents are right about everything in politics. And like again, like just now in 23, I'm just like, oh, this is a bunch of fucking shit you have to sift through all the time. I think you should be able to grasp the idea of seeing two sides to an argument. Yeah, most arguments have two sides, but there's a lesser known, less fun to talk about skill. Anyone want to know what this less popular skill is? The ability to go, that's a non-starter, you're full of shit. And that's something that like is hard for people now. I'm seeing less and less of like you obviously can't say that in an actual argument that you're just full of shit. But the way you get to that, like teaching a kid to get to that point where it's like ask them a question about it and watch it crumble. Ask them like one question. They'll have a statement ready. People that are ideologically driven, or they're sort of just regurgitating what their parents or teachers say, they'll have a statement ready, like a politician. But it's disingenuous because as soon as you ask a question, a clarifying question, you dig a little deeper, it's like the person
Either
doesn't
dodge it or don't know how to answer.
dodge it or don't know how to answer. Yeah. And so sometimes that's important to notice. Like you should not be chasing tails. Like if an argument is not productive, you are not a bigger person because you decide to humor somebody. Some people are not worth being humored, especially on the fucking internet. In the internet age, talking to certain strangers is fucking useless. I used to write essays back to comments on my YouTube videos that were like wrong. They were like blatantly wrong about what I was saying. I even like got second opinions on it in my household, and the person was blatantly wrong, and it like took up so much space in my head rent free. And then I was like, I just start like replying to people now, okay, or sure, buddy, or whatever helps you sleep at night. Like I just like, you You're not paying attention. I'm not getting dragged into something that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, and yeah, you want to get attacked quickly, ask somebody to clarify. Fuck. When you ask somebody to clarify something and they're just vitriolic, like it's just venom. The moment
It's like, what do you mean you didn't understand my super vague statement that said absolutely nothing?
yeah, or like, what do you mean? Oh god, like my favorite is like, what do you mean? I have a radical idea. You're just, and then they classify you. Like, what's my fucking Twitter bio? Like, if you can't argue with me, categorize me. And like, that's so. I thought of that a long time ago, and I'm happy with that saying because so many times, if you like push on a subject, you're like, you just get told, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you're like, I got called like far right by somebody on Twitter once, and I was like, that doesn't even begin to describe how I am. Like, I'm very libertarian in my ideas, and a lot of like a lot of my lifestyle and how I live and how I think, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, counterdicts like right-wing ideals pretty fucking heavily. So like when somebody tells me that, it's like, you're not even talking to me. You don't know who I am. You're generalizing me and you're dodging my point. And that's something that kids, I think, really should learn to deal with. If you find yourself dodging and categorizing, then, you're not on the right side of the argument.
Yeah, things like honestly, like the best places like to like look at if you're trying to like see these things happening are just like political debates.
Yeah.
Just tune into one of those like the next time there's like a big election going on, and then you can see like oh wow, this person didn't even answer that question at all, or that that person's statement didn't really have much substance to it.
Watch
and stuff like that.
I would say watch a lot of podcasts as well, like podcasts with people that are not afraid to argue or debate other people, and really watch how like more average, because the thing is, politicians, like, you can learn a lot from watching them, and I actually do agree with Jason on that, but there's also so much like writing on what they're saying that you can't really trust it. Like, it's kind of full of shit. Like, a lot of it's sort of like, my PR guy prepared this for me, but there's like really good examples of how to fucking devour somebody. Like when Joe Rogan talked to Adam Ruins Everything about like children transitioning. And like he just had every number, every statistic, and Adam just fucking and all he had was anecdotes and some generalizations, and he just like fucking locked up like an old computer. And that's a really good example. But what are also a really fucking bad example of how to argue is watching Crowder and Joe Rogan talk about weed. That is the most juvenile, petulant fucking conversation you can ever see in the world. Watching Crowder talk about weed with Joe Rogan was the most immature exchange. It was painful to watch these two guys that are both funny, they're comedians, they're clever, devolve into children over a topic of fucking marijuana. And like, that was sad to watch. I think that's actually a really good thing to do. Like, I think the more kids sit and listen to podcasters and watch interviews, like watch somebody interview somebody you disagree with, like watch somebody that's a little bit less biased interview someone you disagree with and really see what they're like. Watch somebody who's a guest on a show and just take that all in. What did they say? Oh, dude, like, Crowder was making really, like, some decent points about weed, but he was very clear that he didn't want to talk about weed, and Joe Rogan just got super defensive and childish, and then Crowder, instead of de-escalating it and bringing it back down to earth, he got sucked into it, and it's the most petulant debate I've ever seen. Shapiro and Crowder are annoying? No. I don't think so. I think if you disagree with them, that's one thing, but I think those are two very smart men. They're very smart men. They just, like, I don't agree with them on everything that they do or stand for, but they're very smart. Like, I have a lot of respect for both of them. I think Crowder's a little silly sometimes, but like again, Crowder's a comedian. You have to understand, like, Crowder isn't an authority on things. Anybody who thinks that he is or is trying to be, don't realize that his show is a political comedy show. It's meant to make fun of jokes. It's literally, it's his. He even said, because everything's so left wing, we need some things that are right wing. We need some things that are edgy. We need some things that are like kind of fucked. We can talk about them and joke about them and not give a shit. There needs to be a place for that. It's like, yeah, that, you know what, that's fair. As a someone, that's my libertarian idea. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Have your right-wing comedy show. And if you end up making, if you stumble into making a good point, if you stumble into showing people some facts that they didn't know, then that's great. You've given people a service. I don't think Crowder ever really actively deters people, or like, sorry, misleads people, like actively misleads them. And I can't say the same for most of our mainstream media, and that includes Fox or anyone else that people for some reason think that I listen to. I have been asked every time I talk about this, oh, do you watch Fox News? No. I know why you're asking, and the answer is no. They're fucking full of shit. Like, Tucker Carlson can be funny, but not funny enough. Oh, what's one of the wrong statements he makes then, Brick? I watch a lot of Ben Shapiro. I don't know many things that he says that's just like drastic. He's been wrong before and he's corrected himself. In fact, he actually wrote an entire book about things he's been wrong about. And if you watch his show, like, he corrects previous episodes of his show when new information's brought out. There's very few things that he doesn't die on a lot of hills, actually. He's pretty analytical. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing's like, there's nothing wrong with being wrong as long as you correct it later on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Ben does a pretty... I respect him for it. Oh, that was you I was bumping into.
Yeah, because like not many people are willing to correct themselves when they make a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly how I am, Jumping Moose. Like, I disagree with some things Ben says and some statements he makes. But the thing is, like, people think that everything Ben says is a facts and logic. It's not true. He actually sometimes just shares his personal point of view. He sometimes is just sharing his personal opinion on a subject. And he's allowed to do it. And that's actually a big problem I've actually noticed with a lot of like Ben Shapiro like criticisms, because again, like, I'm not thinking you shouldn't criticize Ben Shapiro. I've done it, but a lot of it's like, oh well, he just said that. It's like, yeah, that's what he thinks. He thinks that X thing is wrong or that Y thing is wrong. The time he completely changed his opinion on the George Floyd situation.
You're allowed to change your opinion.
Yeah, we didn't know about the fentanyl till later. And then also, he said being trans is a mental illness, despite that being gender dysphoria, and those are pretty different. I actually know what you're talking about, and he doesn't think that simply being transsexual is a mental illness. He says that that transsexual, being transsexual usually follows a mental illness, and that's a harder pill to swallow. So people often generalize that one, but he's it's the thing is like he considers it a symptom from last time I saw something, but again, that could be an old quote, but it's usually he considers it to be more of a symptom. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that's kind of an important difference. Because
hold on, the thing is, okay, hold on. Sorry, are you done? Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I don't listen to Ben Shapiro talk about trans
I
people, so I don't have much ammo on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's wrong. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I saw something in chat. So, Real Epic, are you an American? I just wanted to ask that because he says forced vaccinations is wrong and should never happen.
That never? That's a stretch. I don't think we need one for COVID, but I do think that I think there are definitely some illnesses that if they started cropping up, it's like, yeah, shoot us. Spray it in the streets, man.
Okay, then Real Epic, if you are American, you need certain vaccines to even step foot into a public school as a student.
Yeah.
You need to have your measles vaccines, you need to have your meningitis vaccines.
Jason, that's not a forced vaccination. That's not a forced vaccination. That's not a forced vaccination. That's what I was talking about. mandatory vaccinations for a job or a place of work or a business is different than a forced vaccination. A forced vaccination is where they show up to your house and they say, you fucking take this. That's a forced vaccination. I didn't have to get vaccinated for a while because I was homeschooled. That's an option. So nobody came to our house and said, you need to have these shots. That would be a forced vaccination. But if I want to go enter a place with like people, and I want to like enter this public.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There is that
Right.
distinction. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my mom had to get shots that she hadn't had in a while because she was gonna go work in a care facility. But nobody was gonna come to our house and say, well, your life just changed. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Whoa, that's a bad drop in damage range with this barrel. Holy lord. Yeah, mandatory per case versus forced is very different. Very different. Oh lord. Oh lord. I'm gonna duck down. This is gonna save my life. And I'm gonna peek out now.
Is your match almost over?
Yeah, about to be, yeah.
Getting there.
Pretty
Yeah.
close.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done working on my paper for tonight. So.
Hey, Simple, what's up? We're just talking politics with a broad paintbrush. I don't want. I like discussions about politics more than my politics. Like, I much rather talk about like people and conversations I thought are interesting, or arguments I thought are interesting. Like, for instance, when it comes to like Ben Shapiro, like my big thing is I don't agree with Ben Shapiro on like certain things, but also like he is a one thing I have to remember, he's a religious person, and he takes his religion very seriously. He is not like, oh, like he's not like me where it's like I do Hanukkah but I'm not really Jewish. No, Ben is a religious person, and there are certain things that he disagrees with, and that's totally fucking valid. I disagree with the idea that your religion suddenly doesn't matter in an argument, and if you're fucking white, I'm getting kind of sick of that. So no, I value that quite a bit. But what I like when it comes to like in regards to Ben Shapiro is like I like listening to him talk about. That was funny to watch. I like him talking about like here's this snippet from a debate, and here's how this doesn't work, or here's a fact check here. Or, here's a number this person got wrong here. Like that's where I like him. And that's what's hard to like get. Like I like Crowder for like his comedy, more like tabloid stuff. Like, look, Biden slipped up and said the N-word or said something that sounded very, very similar to the N-word. That's where I go for Crowder. And with Ben Shapiro, I go to him for like, what? There was a debate or there was a hearing on something, and I want to hear him talk about what was said, because he uses like actual he has transcripts in front of him, right? Transcripts in front of him. He has numbers in front of him. He has people running around the office, like getting the current information, about stuff in front of and figuring that out. And that's why I like him. I don't like, when it comes to like his stuff more about like social politics, I'm gonna disagree with him on several things, and so I just kind of avoid it. Like it's like, respect and whatever, but I'm just kind of not. It's not my thing. Ben Shapiro's great for the memes. Oh yeah, the dude is like this delightful level of awkward, in my opinion, where he's just sort of like he's a little off his rock. Like he's got a touch of the tism, and you can kind of tell, but that's fine. I think it's fun. Opinions on Chads? Let's see. I like. I'm glad I wasn't named Chad, and I know that's coming from you, Chad. So you're saying that, but I think the name is. I think it's better as a descriptive term. That I wouldn't name a child Chad. So that's my opinion on Chads. I'm not really a Resident Evil guy.
Nah, dude, that's because I got my sniper settings turned off.
Like I'm kind of I'm not a big Resident Evil guy. Opinions on Destiny, the political streamer / YouTuber. I don't know much about Destiny. Like I've watched him on PKA, and he's kind of interesting there. but like, I don't know much about him. I don't know. I definitely don't know enough to have an opinion. Oh, Merlin says, I have a question. They say PC players are better and have a huge advantage, but why do I see console players destroy PC players the majority of the time? Even in Warzone, PC players complain. Well, there are two factors there. First of all, mastery. Somebody who's better with a controller than someone is with their mouse is going to do better in the video game because they have more muscle memory, more practice. Also, they could just be in a better mood. Second of all, PC players have this sort of misunderstanding that they rule the roost. I think they have a little bit of an entitlement. They know that mouse and keyboard is more precise and accurate, and they know their computers are pushing out more frames, so they pay for their advantage. You know, you pay to get your 100, your 200 frames per second. You pay to run at high resolutions, and you pay so you can use NVIDIA filters. And so when somebody with a fucking Xbox and a default controller shits on them, they blame hardware, and that makes sense. I mean, you're hardware minded. If you're a PC player, you kind of have to be hardware minded. You're sinking a lot of time and money and a lot of your life into PC hardware. So it kind of makes sense that if like you win, you're like, thank God I bought this high refresh rate monitor. It's helping me win so much. So then they kind of automatically think, that aim assist on that person's controller is helping them win so much. And that's just how that is. Like they're more hardware minded. It's imagine you spend $3,000 on your PC setup. You have like a 3090 in there. You have like a nice 240 hertz monitor or whatever, and you have a really nice gaming mouse and mouse pad. You have tons of desk space. You have a great keyboard. Everything's at over 8,000 hertz polling rate, and you put the time and money. You know what that means. You give a shit. That is your thing. That is your jurisdiction. I always pretend to pronounce that wrong because I actually always actually pronounce jurisdiction wrong. So I just say it with a bad accent so it sounds funny. But honest to God, like that's what it is. So they think everyone is as hardware minded as they are. But a console player doesn't have as much time sunk into their hardware. They might have an expensive controller or a nice headset, but they're not going to be, playing at like 100 or 180 frames per second, with a really accurate aiming utensil and all of that, They're, it's a difference. If you got out, okay, so let's say you're having an eating contest, right? And you're using a fork and the other person's using chopsticks. Who do you think is going to eat faster? Who do you think is going to get more food in their mouth faster? Here's the answer. Whoever's practiced with their utensil of choice more. There are fucking people that can eat rice faster with chopsticks than an American can with a spoon. Yes, I said American, implying that the other person in the competition is Asian. But honest to God, it's just a matter of what you practice with. And yeah, Jason, I'm throwing your entire culture in that rice eating bus.
It's also really easy to have your aim get shaken with a mouse.
Yes, your aim can get shaken with a mouse.
Because let's say you get scared a little bit and you're holding a control, you're holding the control with both your hands, and you're likely to move both your hands at the same time. With a mouse, if you jerk your hand at all, your aim's ruined.
If you physically flinch, yeah, you will miss pixel headshots, and pixel peekers and head glitches will be the fucking death of you.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so in theory, I would be like really terrible at PC stuff because I'm like very twitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe,
We'll
but
have to
again,
see.
it would depend on the level of practice and level of comfort. Like
Yeah.
I'm very flinchy when I snipe, but you know what? That's gone. But I actually haven't talked about that. I used to flinch when I would snipe somebody in Call of Duty. I don't anymore because I think my brain's like, you cannot afford to do that here. So my arms don't clench up when I'm taking like precise shots anymore because of my mouse. I've learned to like grip my mouse a little looser and with the tips of my fingers more than my just slapping my whole palm on it.
I don't know if you can do this, Ian, but like if you want to make a slower mouse movement because you need to be more precise, do you put like your finger in the way of the mouse?
Oh, I don't think I do. What I do, so when I want to make a really tiny movement, I basically kind of claw my mouse a little bit by pinching both sides, and then I kind of just like move it very slightly that way, which allows me to aim.
I typically put like my thumb or my pinky like slightly under the mouse to slow its speed down.
That makes sense. I could see myself doing that in a
But that requires big hands, Jake.
Well,
Small mouse.
small mouse, big hands. Also, he's talking to me, and I have humongous hands. But like I kind of do a claw palm grip on my mouse.
Okay.
As American, I suck at chopsticks. You don't need to be good with chopsticks. Literally, out of any way you could eat food, why would you pick 2 separate sticks? I'm sorry. That's asinine. We fucking perfected things with the fork. Anybody who says otherwise watched too much anime growing up and thought it looked cool. Or you're Asian, which is also fine. But it's really not. You're eating so unoptimally.
I just got assassinated.
Well,
but Jacob said that he was Asian, so.
Was it the chopsticks that got you, Jason?
Wait, what, Jake?
Did you get assassinated by chopsticks, or was it the fork?
Shut up.
LMAO, it's tradition.
Yeah, things like with chopsticks and all that, like I don't even hold them right.
I can hold them right, but
no matter what.
I can hold them right. I
Things
just can't hold them long.
It's really weird. So I've been holding chopsticks like wrong for years, but I've been using it wrong for so long that like I can't fix it.
Mm. But yeah, but back to the PC like hardware thing. Like I don't think people realize just how like if you're an adult and you have a PC, like you're a serious PC gamer, right? There's money going into that rig. And where there's money, there's time. And where there's time, there's probably research, you know? And so you're just going to be more minded that way. And you start to like kind of stress over how many frames you're getting or not getting, because it's like, fuck, you know, frames do win games. They do lower response times. They lower response times more than I thought they did on even lower refresh rate monitors. Not enough to not... In an online game, it's kind of negligible, but on LAN, it would actually be quite noticeable. But yeah, no, there's a lot of like technical benefits to like running a high refresh rate monitor and stuff. And again, if you're if you're a PC player, like you're just gonna think that way. And I think that's why PC players blame aim assist as much as they do. I think they genuinely blame aim assist all the time because they assume that a lot of their victories are their victories justify their purchase. You're just more hardware minded if you're a PC gamer, and so I think that kind of like spreads into the console stuff.
It is also, although you just were mentioning this, it is possible that aim assist can help you win a gunfight.
Oh yeah,
you won't win.
Oh
like
yeah.
Let's say, like quick example that always fucks me up. It's like let's say you jump past someone, right? And
Jump past
They
somebody?
have to react to it, and they have to turn the mouse around.
Yes.
If they have aim assist, you know that just like the
little bit of rotation helps.
Yeah, the little bit of rotation that will keep your opponent's gun on you while you're trying to get behind them, and they can just kill you.
Oh, you know, and aim assist helps a good amount in one-on-one closer range encounters.
Yeah,
it's at
another person to it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. So like being able to kill somebody and then pull your sight over to somebody else is harder on a controller because of that slowdown.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like precision aim assist in like Modern Warfare, because it didn't stick on people as much, and so I could kind of like I got the slowdown, kill, and then it was easier to pull the next person because there wasn't that big fucking bubble around the person when you use precision, which I liked quite a bit. Like the lack of quite a bit. So it's kind of hard to say. PC better at long range, controller better at close. Also not always true. So a PC player can actually do full 180s a lot faster than a controller player. If a controller player wants to be competent at all at mid or long ranges, they're not going to have their sensitivity all the way the fuck up. So close range against a PC player, if let's say I'm running a shotgun and Jason sneaks up behind me, I'll be able to just, with my mouse pad, I'll point my camera down here and switch to big cam for this demonstration. So right here, I'm able to like do this. It's just this one motion, and Jason's whole career's over in that scenario. If the roles were reversed, right? And Jason's coming up behind me, or sorry, I'm coming up behind Jason, and he knows, and he tries to turn, he's going to have to move his left stick.
I'm limited by my controller sensitivity.
Yeah, he's going to have to move his left stick and his right stick in tandem. He's probably going to want to mix in a jump, to get any advantage of that situation he can. Whereas I just be like, and click, you're done.
Plus with a mouse, like let's say you have a lower recoil or lower sensitivity up with a mouse for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
You could just have a higher DPI available at any time. So if you ever need to flip behind you,
Yes.
DPI up, flip
You
behind,
can just
DPI
swip
down.
and
There
switch and then.
there are mice that have sniper
Yeah.
buttons where you can just hold the button on the side and it'll change your DPI as long as you're holding it. So you just let go and then it goes back to normal.
Oh, what the fuck is this guy? Jake, turn around for a second. What is this guy?
Are you
He's a
enjoying
rabbit.
the Death Adder V2? I am. Thank you for asking. And the opinions on the carve, it's fun, but I don't feel like it's very competitive until I maybe get that last barrel. We'll see. We'll see when we get that last barrel going.
I don't think we're gonna be getting the last barrel tonight.
Oh, no. Probably not.
We could test it in a private match though, and see if that last barrel really makes a difference.
Yeah, could do that. Can he slide cancel good? I'm kind of bad at slide canceling because I just don't practice it very often. But like I don't know. I have my mouse, my side mouse button for crouching and stuff in Call of Duty. That way I can prone with the same hand I'm using to aim, and that actually feels very intuitive for me in Modern Warfare for drop shotting.
I just buy my shit to see and control. Good old classic.
Yeah, and reaching down there to like do that just kind of like it feels like a weird disconnect for me to feels like a weird disconnect for me to hit C with my left hand and then like aim with and then aiming with my right. And I think I know why. So on my controller before I got an Elite controller, I would be proning by clicking in my stick and holding it with tactical.
Okay.
And then so basically, you know, my thumb that aims is the same thumb that's proning. And then also when I had my Elite controller, it was my paddle that's also on my right side. So the hand that I was using to aim was the hand I was using to prone. So that just works pretty well. Yeah, the G502 Hero was a nice mouse, and I did like it, but I will say I do not miss it. It was not right for my hand size. The Death Adder V2 has been a godsend. Yes, you can also just bind prone on PC to a single button press, which is scary.
Yeah, you don't
That
have to
makes
hold
drop
anything.
shotting so easy.
I did not mean to bounce my grenade button.
Yeah, it also
Especially
lets
since,
Jake grab the little bonus points in zombies. A
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
easier.
I just press control and I'm good to go.
yeah. I just, like so you have a Death Adder, so like your top side button, I just hold that in my prone. Works pretty
Okay, gotcha, mouse guy.
well. Paddles need to be mandatory on future controllers. Fully agree with that. I feel like I think it's a miss on both PlayStation and Xbox's side by not having two remappable buttons on the back of their controllers by default. Ugh, fucking hell.
This fucking map is so shit.
I think I made that point especially a lot when Doom Eternal came out, and people were like, wow, I can't jump and aim and shoot and do all this fancy movement with a default controller. Some people obviously can. You can just practice and get good at anything. But I'm like, yeah, I feel like honestly, video games could be a lot more creative if every controller had 2 extra buttons. And people would feel a little less limited by their control schemes. More options is good. But then how would Microsoft sell $170 Elite controllers?
Because of the other features.
Yeah, that's the thing too, right? It's like it has amazing features that I like a lot, like being able to like tune my my dead zones and stuff, and have multiple saved profiles and trigger things. But people often just buy it because it's a scuff alternative, and people just buy scuffs for those paddles. So you would kind of be removing that aspect of it. They're out in the desert, shoot them.
As I would expect.
I don't know where that person is. Doom Eternal should have mouse and keyboard support on console as well, Carl. I fully agree with that. I feel like that game that'd be a lot more enjoyable for people that are willing to actually set up mouse and keyboards on their consoles. Oh, I shouldn't have gone out there. You've been controllers since 6. Oh, you're in your since 6 years old in your 20s. Yeah. Yeah, if you've been on controller for over 14 years, there's kill him. If you've been on like no. 14 years using a controller, that would be kind of hard to adjust. what was nice about me switching to like PC is I already like actually PC is where I started. There was like some muscle memory there that like I like kind of re-unlocked.
Like PC shooters or just like PC games in general?
Shooters, yeah. Well, I started playing PC with free online shooters on like my dad's computer and stuff, and then I had like some PC only shooters like Rising Storm or Squad or Insurgency. So I was playing PC shooters, it just not as often because like, oh, you know, I don't want to, you know, get good at aiming with a mouse and then have to go back to my controller when I play Call of Duty. And that's kind of like, I like that every shooter I want to play now is consolidated on the one platform. Damn it. I used to use the controller upside down since I'm left-handed. That seems odd. Like, that's just simply not ergonomic. Okay, well, I'm done shooting my gun off because people just know where I am. Fuck. I know there's guys up in top mid. Oh, they have a little... There he is. He's just waiting. Oh, what is the scope, teammate? Oh, it's the baby sight.
God. Let's go.
Let's go. It's such a horrible reticle for a sniper. Ah,
It really is.
this is awful. I'm gonna see if I can shoot somebody with this, but I don't have any faith in myself. It is distracting.
Damn it.
I don't see them
clicked
in,
his
in
shoulder
the dunes.
right over his fucking shoulder. That's such
Yo,
an
can we get
awful
a
sight.
petition to remove this map from rotation?
I don't see them. Where are they? Where in the dunes are they?
Where in the damn dunes?
I'm dead.
Ooh, that was scary. I thought that they would be further back, but they were right around. Damn it! Fuck.
Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO.
Thumbs on triggers, indexes on sticks. Ooh, yeah. Barf. Bad. Stop that. Oh, it's a sentry gun. Whoops.
Because 12 of my deaths are to one person. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I will say,
The care package isn't coming in on time.
unless I land that like single headshot burst, this thing feels pretty goddamn useless if somebody's up close and shit. Like, it's kind of just letting me down.
Oh, this is the guy that was shit on me.
Yeah, this guy's having a lot of fun.
Got shot.
This gun feels odd. Like, I will say, like, it's fun, like it's a unique gun, but it's just it's fucking it's awkward.
Oh, I think that was going to be my last Cold War match for tonight.
Okay.
Although I am down to private match check and see if the last barrels actually have any use.
Yeah, let's check out that last barrel here, because my stream's almost at 2 hours, so I'm gonna probably wrap it up there, because it is my Friday night, and the mood is right. I have 2 days of jerking off and drinking Mountain Dew ahead of me. I gotta get on that. Want to join me, Jake?
No, I'm okay. I'll be right back.
Jake's being a faggot. When your homies won't jerk off with you. Can I get a rip? Can I get an F in the chat? Looks like I'm yanking it alone, boys. You didn't ask Jason? You're right, Kane. Jason,
What?
how you doing?
Doing okay.
Okay. Jerk off party this weekend?
Depends on who's coming.
Both of us.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Good question.
I didn't think about it until after I said it, but like I was like, let's see how he answers this.
don't want to play Planet Side 2 Twinkle Toes. All right, let me bot some players. Don't need any of that.
Oh, so I did a thing today
Ew.
for the first time.
What's that?
I bought my own beer.
You bought your own
Today.
beer?
Yeah.
Did they card
And
you?
it's what?
Did they card you?
Yeah, I look like an infant.
I asked sarcastically. Yeah, that's
But
cool.
no, it's been like almost a year since I turned 21. I just bought beer for myself for the first time.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, like it's Bud Light. It's not the best, but it's something.
Very cool.
Yeah, gotta celebrate the almost end of my semester. So
Very
I
good.
can't even open it.
That's my
Fuck.
last semester.
So, Jake,
Uh-huh.
Jason and I will be coming.
I mean, what?
And so will you.
And so will
Well,
you.
why will I be coming?
It wouldn't be a good jerk-off party without some coming.
But I'm not horny.
You don't have to be, buddy. That's the point.
No! Get
Oh,
me
this
out
thing
of
still
this
can't one.
nightmare!
This thing will still want one burst. Well, we'll try again. But
Aim higher, aim higher, aim higher. Because that was close.
Yeah, that was close. We'll see. Okay, there's a Jason. Jason, hold still. Nope.
Wait, oh god.
Nope. Nope. Oh, that's so depressing. Your health's coming back.
Yeah, it's back.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Hold in behind you and wait for your heal. Oh, goddamn, now you're damaged!
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Let's do point blank range. Let's see what
I
happens.
was with a headshot and it still did. Kill.
Yeah, let's see.
Wait, point blank range.
I'm gonna
And
point.
now I'm connection interrupted.
Oh,
Couldn't be.
Are you?
Okay.
point
Here we
blank.
go. Nope.
Nope,
It's such a
that's
sad
so
gun.
sad.
Fuck you.
Oh shit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know the carve sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. That's what the. I gotta make sure I have the right barrel, right? There's nothing else I can use to increase its damage or range, huh? Nope. That's a huge disappointment. My day is ruined.
Man.
It essentially just feels the same with this fucking last barrel. So now now I know not to worry about like leveling it up or anything. You know, in some ways it helped me.
Keep bringing it.
Let's see. So let me see if I'm gonna kill one of you guys. I get like 4 kills. In case I do review this gun, I need some. Yeah, it's essentially the same
Enemy destroyed.
I just use
situation.
a full auto.
Yeah, I might as well just use the full auto. If I have to land like 6 shots, then yeah, might as well use the fucking XM4 or something. And if I'm gonna use a burst gun, I might as well use the M16. So if I have to land 2 bursts, then I might as well use an M14 and just go for fucking headshots. Oh, fuck. My gameplay!
You're fucking up my gameplay.
Red dot on the G11 isn't right? Well, you're in luck. This isn't a G11.
God damn it.
I used the burst rifle, that worked.
If they add a G11, Jax, I'll let you know, but this is not... It has nothing in common.
Oh, fuck, I have to thank them again.
Enemy deleted.
That's the wrong
I
barrel.
purposely missed that time.
Oh, that's why I'm doing no damage.
Nice.
I have the wrong fucking barrel.
Stalking with combat bow.
I'm purposely missing.
Just but didn't matter because the Swiss with no tire teams.
Knowing how the G11 works, this gun has me questioning why they have this instead. Yeah, that's the thing. This thing doesn't exist in real life even. Like, it is a completely fictional gun. Why do people not like vodka? They're weak. I've had a nice taste of vodka, but I'm also kind of weak. I liked my favorite alcoholic thing is a Manhattan or rum or whiskey, just in general. More so than straight up fucking vodka.
Not this time, you son of a bitch.
Hate them both. The G11
Shoot
is
your
a
legs.
the G11 is a fucking marvel
Appears chaos.
of like weird engineering. It's a marvel of being like kind of pointless. But I love it. It was at least like, that's a unique firearm that actually exists. That could have been unique to have in a new game. Because, like, name another video game that has a G11 other than Black Ops 1. Oh, fuck. As soon as...
But I just looked at chat and saw Josh say like he can't drink, and I was about to say he's not old enough, but he's Canadian. He technically is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bruce. Fuck,
So
Swiss.
never mind.
Yeah, and also if somebody strafes you when you have this thing, like that's always kind of a burst weapon's weakness, is that like, or any like semi-auto, someone strafing you, you can kind of like fire in between their movements. So like it's kind of fucking donkey. On top of that, to just not be able to one burst them if you do land a perfectly normal chest shot. Because the M16, yeah, you might be able to like dodge and weave for a minute, but if that burst hits you, you're gonna feel it. And this is like, eh. Oh,
Ooh,
God.
I don't know how I got that.
I got 2 bursts on you, but I think I got 2 shots from each burst, so that was like 4 shots in.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I hit that. Oh, I hit your leg, Jake.
That's why I jumped. Fuck.
Smoke checked.
No,
That's right,
you're
bitch.
doing the thing.
That's right, bitch. Oh, no, you're doing the thing, too! Don't do it back.
Why were you able to slide so soon after getting stunned? What the fuck?
Because I'm a pro gamer.
Female operator.
This is, I made this game.
Oh, you also pull out pistols? Pabst? What are you... Fucking Pabst? You just a fucking Pabst?
Whoa, I just got a little bit of, like, skipping.
Same here.
Yeah, I did too, actually, on that one. I was calling it my RCXD.
Also, actually, funny thing, I didn't mention this to you guys, but apparently, I was able to load up a dedicated server on Modern Warfare.
Yes,
My
that's
custom
back.
games again.
That is back. Very exciting.
Nice.
Oh no!
Stalking with combat bow.
Like I
Maybe they could do
faintly
it.
heard it in the distance, and I just saw it coming up towards me.
If only they could do it for the fucking Warzone map. You know, I would love to have some vehicle fun.
Yeah, I know, right? Or at least some of the ground war maps. God.
Actually, even some of the fire team maps on this game. I'd love to like mess around in the water of Sanatorium.
That is my weirdest kill I've ever gotten. I caught you on fire, started assassinating, you got killed, and then you burned. That's amazing.
That was multi-layered.
That was
a
super
sandwich.
layered.
Hostile stun grenade.
Damn
I
it!
got him.
Oh,
I
got
got
it.
you.
God.
Legal age drink in Canada, I'm pretty sure it's 18.
Yeah, I think most places are 18.
Yeah,
except
like, I'm pretty
US.
sure like most places that aren't the U.S. have the
Yeah.
drinking age at like either 17 or 18, I think.
It's gonna be, if people try and plan on lowering the drinking age, it's gonna be way too hard. Because people are gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to drink. We're in that 18, 19, 20 range. If you drop it to 18, all of them are gonna start drinking. You're gonna have like drinking problems.
You already
But
had
the thing is, like,
there is
I
drinking.
think one of the reasons for the drinking problems in the first place is because the drinking age is 21.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
But how you bring it down safely?
Yeah, because the thing is, like, people who, at least what I would think, is like people are like doing it in secret and like
Let people get
they're trying to
drunk.
drink as much as possible during their like limited
Yes.
time.
Yes, that's it. Actually, yeah. First of all, Jason's correct. That's a thing. And then also, who cares? Like, if you're too stupid to drink alcohol without having an addiction, then like I'm not gonna fucking pay the price for it. Like, that's your bad decision. Like, how do we make sure guns are safe? I don't know. You don't. That's what keeps you up at night. You can't make it safe. You can put some things in the way, have an ID, have a license, have to have insurance, but at the end of the day, people gonna shoot, people gonna drink, people gonna smoke, people going to ingest, people going to fuck. The safest way to have
So
sex
they-
is, well, don't have sex. Safest way to ski?
That's
Don't
no
ski.
fun.
Right. Safest way to ski? Don't ski. Safest way to use guns? Don't use them. Safest way to drink, don't drink. But that's not how life works. If you can go into the army, you should be able to drink as well. Everyone acts like everybody that goes into the army at 18 is fucking getting put in front of a fucking live sniper. Like there isn't so much like that wouldn't just be mostly training, or that you might be an engineer. Like you're serving your country. Don't get me wrong. That's not, you know, but it's not like, not every form of military service is, you know, going to the front lines and then getting shot at. It's like, oh, you're gonna go die for your country, but you can't drink. No, it's not always how it is. I get the point. I actually kind of agree with it. It's just that I always kind of think that's usually the underlying reason people say that. Statistically speaking, guns help more than they hurt. That's very true. It's very true, especially if you count animal attacks. If you count in animal attacks, like people that had to like kill badgers or like wolverines and shit, because they live out in like a rural area, like that number goes fucking stupid high. Oh yeah. If you're old enough to enlist, you should be old enough to drink or have a cig. That's true. I fully agree. I'm just making the point.
Yeah, it's just like the implementation might be a little bit tricky, but
I don't think that again, you should have to have a license, and we can't. We already have. If you're drinking illegally, there's already laws against drinking illegally.
Yeah.
So like, what do? Go into people's house, like do fucking bed checks? Like, we live in a free country, and people will do weird shit, especially kids. They're gonna do weird shit. I don't think our biggest priority as a country should be making sure everything is as safe as possible. Because then you start getting in the way of people that are actually willing to play by the rules. Like, what if all of the rules in our private matches, guys, were because I cheated and yet you had to abide by them? Like, would that be a very fair game? Like, oh, you're not allowed to use this, or this because Ian cheats with these objects, with these tools, so you guys aren't allowed to use them either. You guys aren't allowed to use shotguns in this match because fucking Ian sits in corners with them. You know, blanket banning weapons because somebody's being a cunt in a fucking video game would be just pretty shitty, right? You know, Jason, did you drink before you were 21?
now that I'm 21, I can't be, I can't get in trouble for it. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so did I. So, like, what would have stopped you? Other than government bed checks, what would have stopped you? And did it ruin your life?
My own willingness to do it.
Yeah.
Because like compared to like a lot of other people, I started drinking comparably very late.
Oh yeah, there are people that like as soon as they're 15, they're sneaking drinks. Like
yeah, because like I was literally just about to go off to college when I had my first drink.
Nice, Chad. Freedom is better than safety because freedom allows personal freedom. I agree. People that trade was the Benjamin Franklin quote, right? It was like people that trade freedom for safety deserve neither. I lost my V card before I drank. Hey, that's actually good. It's a good thing. A lot of people lose their V card because they drank, and that's I don't feel that's the best
luckily
way.
it didn't happen after.
Yeah, right. That can get kind of weird. What's the age you can own a gun in America? I think it's 18. You can own like a handgun or a shotgun. Pretty sure. Actually, I think younger with a parent's permission. I think you can be like 17 and own like a certain size handgun with a certain size magazine. You can definitely own a hunting rifle. No, you can own you can shoot a hunting rifle. I don't think you can like go and buy one, but you can definitely.
Yeah,
you're allowed to shoot.
you can't have one like under your own name. I don't
Right.
think.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's true. That's the thing, like most laws, especially really invasive laws that are going after like what you can and can't put in your mouth or what you can and can't shoot at an intruder or whatever, I feel like they just get in the way of people that like do law-abiding shit. Because people that do illegal things are going to do illegal things, and you can have all the laws in the world and you can persecute them. But unfortunately, I think what keeps people up at night is that like, wow, somebody might not go to jail until after they commit the crime. Yep, sorry, that's how it works. You might get shot before the person that shot you goes to jail, and we don't just jail people for having the thing that shot you. And that is something that I think a lot of people have trouble swallowing, and that's understandable. It's a hard topic to be like, we might not know they're doing something wrong until it affects somebody. Yep. Like,
Yeah, because
you
I'm
might not
pretty sure
know
like
that your neighbors are making meth until they offer it to your daughter. There you go.
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause, like I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. Like Al Capone, he was arrested for like tax fraud or something,
Yeah.
and not for like actually being part of the mafia.
Nope.
because because they couldn't arrest him for stuff that he wasn't partaking in like himself, so they had to
Yes.
arrest him for some completely different thing.
Pay your taxes. Even the it's like they kind of recreate that in the Batman animated series, where Joker's like, man, I'll take on Batman, but I'm not stupid enough to take on the IRS. Like, but let's see. I think in Sweden people are required to have guns. Yes, you actually your gun. It's not that you're required to have a gun. I don't think is that you're required to like train. I'm pretty sure like you're required to have like a little gun safety course and learn about them, and that makes
Wait,
sense.
is that Sweden?
I think that is Sweden, or it's either
So
Sweden or Switzerland.
I'm pretty sure it's like yeah. I thought it was Switzerland, where like
Switzerland.
almost every single citizen
You're right.
has been through some sort of military training.
Yeah, that's similar to Israel as well, but that's for a different reason.
Yeah.
But like, you turned 23 today, and V card is still intact. Well, happy birthday, Chad. And you know what I think? You come over, I'll remove it by setting up with like a Tinder account. We'll like work together. We'll like, and if that doesn't work, I'll fuck you in the ass. Either way, shooting at 30-30 at the age of 12, 100 yards at my Wait, hits were within the size of my child-sized fist on the target. That's awesome, Scott. Yeah, my first gun I fired, I was 8 years old. I fired a 1911. And I'm better at controlling the recoil of a 1911 at 8 years old than the Modern Warfare operators are at the Modern Warfare 1911. I swear to God. That bucks so hard in Modern Warfare. I was a kid and I was just like, I'm going to hold this out here and bang. It's great. It's fantastic. I think. Yeah, no, like I don't know. I think we get too concerned. Like I'll just reiterate this again. I think we get too concerned with like how safely can we implement something? I don't think it really matters. I think that if you're young and you have legs, like you can go drink. Like one of the things I had to like come to terms with, just because I was a bit of a houseplant growing up and whatever, like I could have gone and hung out with Kyle and his high school friends, and I could have been getting high and drunk and shit and doing stuff. Like it's really never been out of my reach. Hell, my brother used to offer me beer all the time, and a couple times I said yes, and most of the time I said no. But like I realized like, that was my own personal decision making to like not hang out with certain people or be in certain groups, and that's like doesn't make me better than anybody, doesn't make me worse than anybody. It's just like it's almost like my decision was more important than my ability. And that's something that I think people need to grow up and fucking realize. AZ, you can shoot automatic weapons.
I'm pretty sure. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, you go for it. I'm just reading the chat. That's just a viewer, it's whatever.
No, go. I can tell.
Okay. Shooting automatic weapons, they'll yell at you in the range if you don't do 3 seconds between shots. Then what the fuck's the point? If you can't mag dump, that's useless. Go ahead.
Yes, I do remember I think I told this story like a couple times before, but one of my high school friends like I drank it the first time I drank was at his house, and
Yes.
it was always the thing where where he said I would always get offered prior to when I first drank at his house, but and he said, and he always had the offer there. It was like if you ever want to have a drink, just let me know. And so the offer was always there, and it was just my choice whether I took it or not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you and I, personality-wise, are kind of similar. Like I don't think you and I want to be people that get drunk in order to have fun. Like I don't feel like you and I would want to be the kind of guy. Like I was listening to FPS Kyle and PKA. Like he says he's not addicted to weed, and I can believe him. But he also says he can't enjoy certain movies or most movies or forms of comedies without being high. And I think you and I are kind of square on that. Where it's I don't want to have a substance in order to relax. I don't want to be the guy that oh, Ian's not very fun until he's had a couple of beers. Like, I don't want to be that guy. And because I don't want to
Mhm.
be that guy, I'm not that guy. And but somebody out there doesn't care. And it helps them loosen up, and they're confident, capable, safe drinkers. And it's like, you know what? More power to you. I'm not gonna fucking snitch on you, but then there's that person, right? There's that person that discovers alcohol at 18, and I had a friend. I had a friend. I can't believe that he was my friend, but he was my friend, and he fucking literally lost his manager position at Walmart because he decided that it was time to take entire 24-hour breaks from his job without telling his boss to get drunk. And the boss literally let him do that for 2 weeks, like just leaving work early, and he was admitting that it was to go get drunk. And he got 2 weeks of grace period. That is way more than he should have gotten, and he still lost the job. And so it really comes down to your fucking your decisions. Oh, interesting, Kane. Cool, cool, cool. That's addiction. I was talking about the thing I was saying, like you can't watch or enjoy something without weed. That's not really true. What that means
Yeah,
is
not
that
necessarily.
yeah, that means that you don't enjoy the thing. But obviously, if you're weed is a drug of contentment. Like you just feel content. Um, I guess that's not contentment's not the right word, but like weed is the drug of like feeling content. And so if let's say I don't like nature documentaries, I probably wouldn't mind sitting and watching a nature documentary with somebody if I was high. Like that's just kind of how that works. It's not like he's not saying I I have to go get high if I want to watch comedies. What he's really saying is I don't like comedies, but when I'm high, they make me laugh. And that makes total fucking sense. My dad would like when it came to like watching, he wasn't big into comedies either. He thought most of them felt pretty forced, and most of them weren't his type of humor. My dad didn't like a lot of like sitcom humor or whatever. He liked really clever, a little bit more subdued humor, and not a lot of pee poo poo jokes for him. But if he was ever gonna watch like a Dane Cook comedy or an Adam Sandler comedy with me, yeah, he cracked open a couple IPAs because it allowed him to be like, "This is dumb, but whatever." But my dad no way was addicted to the alcohol that gave him that sort of that kind of loosened that inhibition, because otherwise like I can see that too, like there are certain things that make me cringe if I'm not in the mood for them, so I kind of can get into that headspace like yeah, I could see myself cringing at something unless I was in a certain headspace. And substances get you into headspaces, and I think a responsible person is able to slip into a headspace because of a substance and not be stuck there and be able to leave. Like I said on a couple of streams ago, you want to be the guy. You don't want to be the guy that smokes a pack of cigarettes a day. You want to be the guy that goes outside for the fresh air, for the enjoyment of a single cigarette, just to calm your nerves. You flick the butt. You look cool doing. You don't reach back in your pocket and grab two more. You know, you don't fucking chain smoke the whole box and come back into the fucking building or whatever, reeking like smoke. You want to be the guy that can have one, have two. You know, you want to be the guy that can have a shot of whiskey without fondling women and shouting racial slurs. You know, you don't want to be the guy that's out of control. You don't want to be the guy that's an asshole until they've drank. You don't want to be the guy that's the fucking a stick in the mud until they've smoked. You want to be able to be in control of that. Like it's basically like I think of it as like there's a demon and you can either kill it, which I think takes a lot of repression. It takes a lot of energy that you don't realize. Like when you're younger, it's very easy to be like, okay, I'll never touch that dragon. And then, but more likely, like the better thing to do as you get older is to just fucking keep that son of a bitch on the shortest fucking leash you can. And that dragon might follow you around. It's gonna tap on your shoulder. It's gonna tell you your responsibilities aren't as important, but then you're gonna tell it, no, no, no. See, I own the leash. I don't have to go jerk off right now. I don't have to go smoke. I don't have to go drink. I don't have to fuck. I don't have to play a video game. I can go calm my nerves by taking deep breaths. I don't have to do the same thing every time. And I think that's a virtue in my opinion. The ability to take something, and I think it's a virtue because of like how I saw my dad. My dad struggled with drug addiction when he came back from Vietnam. He struggled with these substance abuse situations when he was coming out of the war when he's at the war when he was at the war when he pulled up at the war, when he
With the
came back
boys.
with the boys at the war with the boys, you know. And but the fact that like then I grew up with a safe, rational, like I guess like you would say like the best example of how to enjoy a drink. I did not grow up with a drunkard dad, and you know, and so that is something that's a virtue in my opinion. If you can, especially when you have an addictive personality, you fall into that hole before, but then you don't just, oh, keep it away from me, keep it away from me. It's, which is also not a bad idea, but it's like, no, you come here, I got you on a fucking leash now. Yeah, I like my fucking beer, but I don't drink a 12 pack. I don't drink before 5, and I don't get drunk in front of my kids. It's like, holy shit, you're onto something. You're not saying no. You're saying on my terms. This is happening. You build you build it builds character. It takes an incredible amount of character to go, here are the parameters in which I live. Deal with it. Chad, Jesus. What the fuck? Oh, that's horrible, Kane. I hope you get over that actually. That's sad. Boom, do you smoke weed? Actually, I've never smoked. I don't know if I want, when it's legal in my state, I might. But I don't want to get doxxed, and I don't want like the fucking Idaho PD to be like, you know, this is legal, right? Like, God damn it. You know, there's a legal aspect to that. So I want to try that THC chewing gum, you know, when it becomes legal. Not during a boom
Yeah,
stream.
I'm pretty sure weed is legal now in New York. All right, hold on, I'm gonna check first.
That's two different things, Kane. Kane literally says, "Oh, I'm addicted to jacking off," and then when I said, "Oh, I hope you're, you know, do better," he's like, "Is it sad that I jack off every day?" Jacking off every day is not the same as being addicted to jacking off. That's two different things. No, I'm. Are you addicted, or do you do it every 24 hours? But then it's like at the point, do you feel an urge when you're doing other things? Are you unable to sleep without it? Are you unable to like start your day without it? That spirals fast. So if you're ever sitting at you're at work or at school and you're thinking, God, I could be watching porn right now, or I could be jerking off right now, that's a problem. Oh no, everyone. Well, that's the thing, Kane. Anybody that jerks off a lot can function. It doesn't ruin your functions. There's this weird idea that people think, I don't know, like to be addicted does not mean that you can't function. Why do people think that? Have you two heard that as well? Because that's not the parameter of addiction. Like,
Yeah, like that's generally like the common like definition that I hear. Like
yeah,
it's basically like the overuse or overdoing of something to the point where it interferes with your daily life.
yeah, but it doesn't have to. Like, addiction doesn't have to interfere with your daily life. Like, you could be addicted to weed and it never interfere. In fact, the reason that you are functional, if you are functional because you smoke cigarettes, are you addicted to cigarettes? The answer is yes. If you are, the cigarettes don't, you ever seen a smoker? Are you, okay, has anybody here ever seen a cigarette smoker really just have it interfere with their life? Like, other than health problems, because a lot of people when they get older they get health problems from smoking. But
The thing is like you could argue like monetarily.
but well, depends. I mean, yeah, you could see somebody if somebody doesn't have the money for it, but like my mom and I, like my household isn't like fucking eating. You know, we're not sitting on fat stacks. But my mom's never like been any monetary trouble from her cigarettes, but she needs cigarettes to bring her to normal. So if you can't sleep or relax, or if missing a jerk off time makes you feel antsy, sorry. I think about it throughout my day, that's a problem. Yeah, there's your issue. That is a bodily cling to, you want that serotonin and the adrenaline release, and you'll get yourself it's really easy to the point where you don't seek enjoyment, you don't seek excitement, and you don't seek pleasure in other ways because what else is as easy as jerking off? I mean, you maybe get a high from, you know, playing a really good match of Rainbow Six Siege or like Counter Strike or Call of Duty. You have like a really good game, you get like 50 kills or whatever, you fucking dominate, and that makes you feel good. But that takes effort and skill and doesn't always work out. Or you watch a really good movie and it's like, wow, that made me cry and clap at the end. That was so good. But that took 2 hours out of your life. But you could, in 10 minutes, you could have that boost of serotonin, and that's pretty bad. I think about pizza throughout my day. That's probably because you're hungry. Nobody's but you can be addicted to the wrong kinds of food, but that one's harder to pin down because you don't need porn to live, but you need food. That's why food addiction's kind of rough because like you gotta eat.
Well, you're just not both.
What?
Food porn.
Oh.
Oh, you mean pizza? Oh, you mean pizza? Oh, okay. Yeah, I looked away from the chat. Yeah, sorry, my eyes. I don't have the chat right in front of my face. Sorry. Pizza is good. I'm 6'2" and only weigh 150. Hey man, that's great. Pizza's very good. I like pizza. I crave pizza once a week for sure. I like to go outside and shoot arrows at a target instead of playing video games. Oh yeah, I do target practice. I set up like soda cans in my yard and I shoot them at like, because I have about a good 80 feet I can get out, and it's just fun, satisfying. It's more tactile. Going on walks. I also like another thing I do like for one of the things I'll actually get into the habit of like playing a video game all the time, and just to, like keep my brain from getting that ennui. Is it ennui or ennui? That is that French word for like your life becomes like a fucking sitcom and you just feel like it's way too goddamn repetitive. Like when I start feeling that way, I just go buy like a Lego set. I'll like buy Lego sets and toys and stuff and like watch TV instead of playing a video game. So it's like the same amount of time, a little bit more money, but the money, because it costs money, it means I do it less. But it breaks up the monotony in my like routine. So I'm not just like, because I've made myself sick of video games. I've made myself sick of foods. I've made myself sick of video games. And so sometimes I like to delay my gratification or change up my habit and switch to doing something else for like a week, whatever. Going outside feels good. Oh yeah. I actually kind of want to get my bike fixed because like it just needs new tires, new wheels, actually, new spokes. I think about getting it fixed because I kind of want to go right around this summer. Shooting a bow and getting better with it feels great. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Dopamine reset is huge. It is. Like, I didn't realize, like, when I gave up sugar, I gave up, God, what did I give up? I gave up sugar. I gave up my daily jerk off. I gave up, several, like other little habits that I was doing throughout the day, like, sort of, like, mundane shit. And then I realized, like, wow, like, when you step away from something for, like, a week, you can come back in control of it, or you can leave it alone entirely. Like, it's very, very capable. And yeah, dopamine resetting is a really good idea. You guys should actually look into that. Like, just Google dopamine reset. It's such a fucking good thing to do because you will drain yourself even of the things you enjoy, and you can put yourself in depression like that from just ruining your dopamine receptors. There's a book actually called The Pleasure Trap that I actually recommend people read. I've not read the entire thing, but I read the entire section in the book about dopamine. That was super fucking eye-opening to me. Energy drinks are good too. I mean, yeah, you might like them. They're not good. I recommend if you're doing energy drinks, I recommend switching to caffeine capsules. Caffeine plus L-theanine. I'd recommend that. But either way, daily simping gamer boy. I did not think you forgot. I just didn't mind if you didn't. Thanks, man. Thank you so much for the $10, dude. I appreciate you. Jason thought you forgot, though, so you should reprimand him. I learned so much from these streams. What? I don't know. I'm glad.
Did you think I forgot?
I love your fucking Halo designs, so I'm glad there's a mutuality here then, because I think your Halo designs are fucking fantastic. Hey Kevin, that's all right, cow potato. I don't require it. I mean, I'm not gonna read, but I'll look into resetting my dopamine. Whoa! A book?
Reading?
I don't think
Mm-mm.
so. Nice try, Boom.
But
I almost-
like speaking of books, like I do kind of want to get back into reading for enjoyment again.
Dude, you know what?
It's been so long.
A book I would actually heavily recommend to anybody here. I would definitely recommend Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. Hey Nemsk, we already finished playing with the carve. It sucks. I don't like it. And even with the best barrel, you got verified. Holy shit, Nemsk is verified.
Oh damn!
Damn,
That.
nice job, dude.
Sheesh.
It's just fucking.
He has the rectangle.
He does. That's awesome. But no, like the carve is it's okay, but like I think like Jake and I have the same opinion. Might as well use a full auto or an M16
Yeah.
for 6v6. I don't know how much better it is in Warzone, but I don't know.
It was decent in Warzone when I did try it for like a few kills.
Okay.
Yeah, like I heard a lot of people complaining about it, but that's normal.
That's
Yeah.
super normal. Most books don't engage me, but anything from Malcolm Gladwell is amazing. Tackles really interesting socio-psychological topics. Cool. I have to look into that. I've heard the name Gladwell before. But the book I would recommend, if anybody's looking for a book to read throughout summer, I would definitely recommend Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. That's a fucking great book. It unfortunately, if anyone is like my age, you kind of grew up with like self-help books, self-help books. There we go. Being kind of shit and being super general. But Jordan Peterson fucking like it's not self-help. It's in fact it's very, very sad to read. It's a very, very depressing mirror. That's how I would describe the book, but it's a very important mirror to look into. Am I gonna play the Resident Evil Village at all? Probably not. I'm just not. I'm not a big Resident Evil guy. I've never been able to play through an entire game of the series, and if I start, it probably won't be with the 8th game. Finding your masculinity
They're
kind of
on
thing.
Game Pass.
That's true. It's not really finding your masculinity. It's finding your soul. It's not really a masculinity thing. The book is actually pretty gender neutral. It's just it's about soul. It's about heart. It's very interesting. You should be playing Chris Redfield in Village, and it pisses me off. Fuck Ethan Winters. Jesus.
You know, like in terms of like books and stuff, like I'm like the last time I actually like properly read a book, like I really liked like fantasy stuff, like just in general.
Oh yeah.
And like what's it called? Like I'm pretty sure like the last like
Big Percy
book
Jackson
series.
fan.
I actually never read the Percy Jackson books. Like I've always wanted
Really?
to, but I never got around to it.
Yeah, I was
I remember enjoying them.
I don't want to talk about my books that I read as a kid. I don't want to talk about it.
Sex
like-
box.
No, well, basically, like they were pretty
like,
sexy.
Gotcha,
like-
gotcha.
Yeah, like the last book series I actually read was like the Ranger Apprentice books.
Hmm.
Yeah, those ones are pretty good.
You know what I read I mostly read Bionicle books and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But I read so many fucking
Okay.
Bionicle books as I was growing up. Like I fucking
You know what? I did a similar thing.
Were you a Captain Underpants kid?
No, I actually did not like that. I thought that was
neither.
extremely
Yeah,
stupid.
I wasn't a fan of those books either.
I like Diary of a Wimpy Kid though. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a special place in my heart.
I do like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
You only
movie
read like the
adaptation was
first
okay.
two though.
I like the first one. I don't. They got kind of worse, but like the first one's pretty good. Like that's actually a pretty good book adaptation movie.
Yeah,
That Roderick is fucking perfect. I can't
I
picture him.
loved it.
I actually really the whole cast was good, especially Crowley or Rowley.
Rowley was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Rowley was great. You guys probably
Trying to
too
remember
young to
what
know
else I
what
used to
Cat
read.
Kong and Dogzilla is. Fucking, that doesn't even sound familiar. So maybe Merlin by TA is great. Supernatural.
Oh, the what's it called? Speaking of Merlin, have you ever watched that like Merlin TV show that was out like years ago?
Yes,
I
I
don't
did hear about that.
remember. Yeah, that show was good. I watched that with my dad like years ago, and I remember really enjoying that.
I fair enough. I wish I could find good sci-fi books, but like I don't really. I need to read the original Dune. That's one thing I definitely need to read. I've heard it's kind of overrated, but I gotta read it. Um, but I've always been like into sci-fi, but like I've never really like looked into like the best sci-fi books. New 21 Pilots music. Oh, that's interesting. I actually have an opinion on that. 21 Pilots hasn't been good since Blurry Face. Their new stuff isn't bad, but Blurry Face was the last album where they really felt creative, and I don't like them as much anymore. Sorry, bye. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Electric sheep. I have heard of that. You know what I need to read? You know what I fucking need to read? I need to actually sit down and read all the way through. Now that I'm older, I need to sit down and read through Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That is apparently like a fucking amazing book to read through. It's apparently very funny and very interesting, and I've heard great things about it, but I've only ever watched the movie, and when I had a chance to read the book, I was too young to appreciate it. Blurry Face was peak IMO. I agree. Yeah, I'm bouncing around between topics. I know, but like 21 Pilots used to be super creative in my opinion. I think that like 21 Pilots used to like always like push the boundaries of like what the fuck is a mainstream song. Like they were super weird, and as soon as they went mainstream after the Heathens dropped for Suicide Squad, all of their stuff kind of blends together for me now. Whereas before you had songs like Goner that just fucking wreck me, and you also have songs like Ruby and Kitchen Sink that I just think are so fucking good. The Circle Series 4 books. Oh, okay. Wait, Circle Series 4 or the Circle series? Or is it, oh, it's just called The Circle? Okay, I think I think I overread that. Oh, that's where I've heard it. Thank you, Kane. Dude, Android's Dream of Electric Sheep is what Blade Runner is based off of. That's where I've heard about it. That's right. Yes, and I definitely should read it because Blade Runner is one of my favorite fucking things in general. I just fucking love the world of Blade Runner. I really wish Cyberpunk would have been like Blade Runner. Oh well. I listen to metalcore and screamo. I listen to some screamo, but not like enough to know names. I just kind of sometimes listen to that type of music. I've recently been on such a fucking like nightwave, synthwave, 80s rock kick thing right now. Like I've been enjoying the fuck out of that. Like that stuff. That stuff is has been soul food for me, and music hasn't been soul food for me in a long time. But I don't know why. As soon as I hear like the synths and the synths and saxophones and other instruments that are not coming to my brain right now, and some lyrics are like beautifully sung and others are distorted and auto-tuned, and they're so good. I would love it. The series is called the Circle series. Got it. Car Radio and Goner were my go-to after my breakup. Yeah, well they should be, dude. Car Radio is like one of like the most like one of the most. It's such a good way to do a song like that. Like they were so blatant. I liked it a lot. I know, dude. I'm waiting for it to go on sale, dude. Sonic Adventure 2 stream. I know. Red Hot Chili Peppers. What are you, a 40-year-old man? What the No, Red Hot Chili Peppers is pretty good. I actually don't mind them. Sports Star by Alex G. Okay. Dude, I can't wait to get that saxophone. And then, like, just seduce Jake's mom with it. Just.
No!
Yeah. On Spotify, look up Slaps Like an MP5 Cocking Handle Beach Tunes. All right. That sounds unique.
Oh, I don't remember if I asked this or not, but like, did you figure out like what kind of saxophone you're looking to get?
Fuck, yes. I think it's the alto, the smaller one. The one that's a little
Alto,
more
okay.
high-pitched. Yeah. It's apparently really good for beginners. That's the one that people like fucking rip into solos on all the time because it basically plays like a glorified flute. That's what. Am I stupid? Is it hard to say glorified?
Glorified.
It's glorified.
Glorified. I know. Flute.
Glorified. Yeah.
Say flute.
You're learning.
Say flute after it, Jake.
Flute.
Glorified.
Yeah.
Glorified flute.
Glorified flute.
Was that easy?
Glorified flute. Glorified flute. See, it's not that bad.
There you
Glorified flute. Don't be shit talking.
Jams like a 1911. Booms like Joe Biden's shotgun. Ever been a fan of the Crash Bandicoot series? Not really. Never really liked Bandicoot. If I liked stuff like that, it was gonna be more like Sonic and Mario. Yeah, I'm 43 by the way, Dick. Just kidding. I'm 18. Yeah, no, Red Hot Chili Peppers is great. Red Hot Chili Peppers and Gorillaz are like my sort of like. I turn on my light projector and I look up at the ceiling and just fucking jam to that. That stuff's actually pretty fun.
Did you see Nevsky's latest message?
What is that?
Do your friends have channels?
I did not see that. Do your friends have channels? No. No, they do. If they want to link them, they're
Lies.
allowed. If they want to link them, they're allowed.
I do, but I don't.
They don't really upload to
it's
them.
Same with me.
Yeah.
I need time. When I have the time, then I will.
Yeah.
Because I do have plans. I need the time to do those plans.
Boom's backlog movie reviews. I wouldn't mind doing some like freestyle commentaries about movies, honestly. It's just so hard to review movies on YouTube because they're so copyrighty. So every time like, you want to use like an actual clip or scene from the film, like you risk just the video being completely demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha, patient.
Is it okay if I link my channel? Because like
Yeah, no, I don't care.
I might be doing stuff on that in a couple weeks. So
Go for it.
all right, there it is. There it is. Yeah, it's like things have been super busy. Haven't had too much time. So
College, yeah.
yeah, college stuff is happening, but I will be done soon. So
That's the
I'll
exciting
have a
part.
lot more time to put a little bit more effort into that.
Yeah.
You see the Mortal Kombat movie? No, not yet. I've heard it's pretty fun though. Huh. Well, I think
Jake,
I'm
want me
gonna
to link your channel too?
What's up?
Want me to link your channel too?
And that's okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't plan on touching it for a while.
I'm gonna touch you for a while.
I have to tell you no.
I'm gonna tell you yes. All right. So I want to say thank you to fuck off. I want to say thank you to Marco Twinkle Toes. Lots of Marco, lots of Twinkle Toes. Chad Velez. Vezelis. That's a different name from a different thing. Anyway, Chad and Gamer Boy for your donations tonight, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Great movie, mediocre Mortal Kombat movie. Ah, okay. When the sex is sus. Dropped you a sub? There you go. You got a sub, Jason.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yo!
Fucking yo.
Yo!
She. Stupid.
Casino
Anyway,
spin. Casino spin.
what are you gonna get?
More clothing. Cool. Clothing
That's what I
twice in a
got-
row.
That's what I got last night.
2 days in a row of clothing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Thank you, emoji.
Okay, goodbye. I'm gonna wrap up the stream now. See you
That
later.
was really awkward.
It's been fun. I'll enjoy it. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye. This is my first
Goodbye.
ever. This is my first ever live stream. It
You
was
are
very
a
fun,
crippling mess.
and I'm gonna. Oh boy, how do you exit streams? I've never streamed before, and see ya.